Hello guys, welcome to a new Ace Ice podcast episode. And today I'm joined by my wonderful co-host again, Ben. How are you doing?
Hello guys, I'm doing quite well. How about you, Max?
Really good, to be honest, because today is a special day, Ben. Do you know why?
Todd Howard is here.
No, not thought
Aww.
I wish that was the case. We have a real guest. And I'm ready to introduce RuffledRowlit. How are you,
Hello.
mate?
Hello.
You might know him from a little Pokemon channel on YouTube.
Little.
No, it's actually pretty big compared to us. But I was really happy today that you wanted to join us for a discussion about E3 and to maybe know him a little better for our audience. So, how are you doing, Ruffled?
Oh, I'm alright. It's a really warm day, and that's about it.
It's terribly warm here in Belgium.
That's
I basically fucking died this morning. I wasn't able to sleep. I think we should first talk about the update, right? We always do an Ace Ice update for what is going to come in the future. At the moment, I'm playing Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It's excellent, by the way. It's a great game. On PlayStation 5. I will be reviewing that probably. I really love it. But I'm not really done with it yet. I think I am almost finished, like 3/4 of the way of the game. What are you doing, Ben, at the moment?
I'm in the middle of my exams, so there's not a lot of time for gaming. But I have been playing. I forgot the name. Oh no, a Jurassic World Revolution. Yeah, I was playing that game 2 days ago on my super duper Xbox. But furthermore, I didn't really have time to game. I made a review for
Enlisted, right?
For Enlisted. No, Enlisted. I did the review for Enlisted on our website. And I also did the review for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Be sure to check
That's
that
a
one out because
fucking
shut
big
the fuck
lie.
up. No. I made something. If you go to the Ace Ice website, the second item you will see is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So there is your proof. I did it, and now we can close this chapter.
No, it's basically Ruffled is a big meme on our podcast that he needs to do the Assassin's Creed review that he promised to do like half a year ago, but he still hasn't done it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. I mean, Assassin's Creed games tend to be fucking just, especially the new ones. I don't know. It's like just sometimes a bit too much.
Yeah, they are pretty
but
long.
you see, he
Too much of a
understands.
grind, right? Yeah, it's a grindy game, especially in recent times. I would argue.
There you go,
Like
Max.
the older
There's
ones were
your-
just like story based.
Yeah. See, Max, he understands. So the audience will understand.
I finished it
as
in
well.
like 2 weeks. It wasn't really that hard.
Yeah, but Max, you play like 24/7. When the new Assassin's Creed comes out, you start playing, and then it's like, oh, the sun goes down, and then oh, the sun's going back up again, and you're still playing.
Well, maybe one day he is going to finish it. I hope.
Like in 2040 or something.
Oh well. So you guys can probably like expect a Ratchet & Clank review. So that is it for now. Oh yeah, and check out my Resident Evil Village review. I promised that, and that's already out. As well as the Nier Replicant review. So yeah, that's all finished up.
Yeah, but before we close off the chapter of our updates, because Corona is like finally slowing down.
Yeah, it's slowing down finally.
Max and I can start making some physical content again.
Yeah, the sketches that we promised like a half a year ago as well.
So yeah, this will be in the works very soon as well.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
So,
fine.
let's go to Ruffled because we want to know you a bit better as well as our audience. I know you personally now a bit, but what do you do on YouTube? I mentioned that Pokemon. You make Pokemon content. How much do you upload? What are your favorite things to do with Pokemon? Can you tell us?
All right. Well, so yeah, I do YouTube videos about Pokemon in particular. I cover, for the most part, like news and things like that, but I also like dwell in like kind of like hidden aspects of Pokemon, like the more like, you know, kind of like the parts that people don't really pay much attention to, like forgotten information, Easter eggs, little secrets and stuff, which, you know, there are quite a bit of those within Pokemon, but people kind of gloss over them. So I covered that sort of content on my channel. As for what I enjoy about Pokemon, well, it is stuff like that, right? Like, I'm not a competitive player. I don't really enjoy shiny hunting and stuff like that much. It's, you know, these aspects of Pokemon that people, like, you know, do after they've done with the just playing the base game. I more enjoy, like, the weird little hidden things, right? Like, the little Easter eggs that the developers left in there, or, like, the post-game stuff, you know? Like, the things that are in the game outside of the, you know, the beaten path, right? So that's sort of what I enjoy about Pokemon, and what I particularly, you know, like, want to dwell more into, and I wish they would add more into Pokemon games, which in recent games, it's been kind of lacking.
They haven't been really
that
great, the recent ones, yeah? The Sword and Shield. How is your opinion on, like, the most recent ones?
I did not like them because of the lack of, like, just, it like, they tried to make the games feel more open and more large than they really were, right? They were still like you were on, like, a roller coaster that was just leading you in a certain path, right? Giving you this, like, sense of freedom, but in reality, you were more locked in than normal. You know what I mean? Like, there was less freedom than what I'm normally used to, and that's really weird saying that about a Pokemon game, because Pokemon games are always on an exact path for you, right? You can never really deviate from one direction. And, like, I don't know, these games in particular, they just felt, like, lackluster. Once you finish the game, it doesn't really feel like there's much to do. Like, yeah, you can do max raid battles, but that's about it, though. What I think was actually great was the Crown Tundra, the DLC, which I think is kind of bullshit that we have to, you know, get a DLC to get a complete experience. But, like, the Crown Tundra, if that was part of the base game of Sword and Shield, I think I would have loved Sword and Shield more because of the way that the Crown Tundra operates, being this kind of actually open experience, open world experience, where you can go and do whatever you want, catch whatever Pokemon you want at any given time, and there are loads of little secrets, little hidden Easter eggs, and little, like, things you can do and find and Pokemon you can catch that aren't, like, in your face, where, you know, like, you know how Pokemon is, where, like, catching a legendary, it's, like, all in your face, like, ooh, look, this crazy thing in front of you, whatever. It's more fun when they hide those things and you have to work to get them, right?
Yeah.
Like, because then you feel like you earned it. So that's the sort of stuff I enjoy about Pokemon, like the more hidden things. But the most recent games, I don't know, really a big miss in my opinion. But I do hope with the upcoming games, Legends Arceus in particular, that they will kind of like have learned from what they did really well with the Crown Tundra and implement all of that into this upcoming game, which is going to be a fully open world game. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it looks like they are taking notes from Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's not really a surprise because it's very popular Nintendo IP. So
they literally copied the trailer, by the way. They literally copied the intro of the trailer with like the panning camera view of like the hill with the character standing looking out over the open world. They literally copied that from the Breath of the Wild trailer. Like, yeah, they're definitely taking influence from that with everything, the movement, the world, the way it looks, everything. They're definitely doing that, which I think is a good thing. It's never a bad thing. I mean, I love Genshin Impact, which is literally like, you know, that's taken direct inspiration from Breath of the Wild, but it's still a great game in its own way, right? So I feel like a Pokemon experience like that could definitely work. Like, that's what people really wanted for a long time, the Breath of the Wild Pokemon game, right? And that's what's happening now.
Yeah, indeed. Next to Pokemon, you mentioned you play Genshin Impact a lot, but what type of other games next to Pokemon do you really like?
Oh god, to be honest, like, I haven't really delved a lot into a lot of the single player stuff in recent years, just because, I don't know, I haven't had the time, and just in general, like, because of YouTube, my perspective on games changes quite a bit. But I've been playing mostly a lot of, you know, like, multiplayer games, to be honest.
Yeah, which ones?
So it's been, Valorant as an example, also like Warzone a little bit for a while. Didn't enjoy that much, but mostly like Valorant. Used to play Counter-Strike for like a long part of my life. World of Warcraft is always something I go back to once in a while. You know, it's just kind of one of those, you know, it's one of those, you know, when you have one of those games you go back to once in a while always, because it's just like, you know what, it's one of those games I can always enjoy. So I jump back into that once in a while. But when it comes to like more large scale games, like, you know, that are actually good games, you know what I mean, that aren't just kind of like your run of the mill FPS game, then it's probably been like the last one I remember like properly playing and enjoying was Ghost of Tsushima. But I never got to finish it though, which annoyed me. Yeah, and Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, which I didn't get to finish that either, because, well, my PlayStation left in Sweden and I'm in Belgium right now, so I can't really do that, you know.
Yeah, I hope you get to finish that. That's a great game.
Oh, I mean, I definitely want to at some point when I have like more free time over and like just time to spend on video games. But, you know, life catches up to you once in a while and, you know, just gets more difficult to like do things like that.
Yeah, life is always difficult.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ben, do you have like any knowledge with Pokemon whatsoever? Because I've played it for a long time since I was like little, but I know like your experience is not really that big with the franchise, right?
No, not at all. I only played, correct me if I'm wrong because I don't even know the name, but Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy Color, I think it was. Like way back in the early days. And then trading the Pokemon cards on elementary school. That is the only real experience that I have with Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the real mafia shit. Trading cards at elementary school. Is that something that you did as well, Ruffled?
Oh, that was so normal in school. We would like have like a throwing competition, and whoever threw their card the furthest would win the other person's card. Like we did that, which was like very common, and also just like in general, like, you know, just scamming the shit out of people with cards. You know, just like, oh, I'll give you this one, or I'll give you this one, and then like you give them a really shitty card, but you make up a story about it. You know, you'd be like, oh, this card like is super like valuable because like this was in this edition of this set. And like they would be like, oh my god, really? And then they just give you like some like really good holo card, like, you know, like remember like what, like the EX cards back in the day. So yeah, I just did a bunch of scummy shit. But yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, you know, when you're a kid, you do a lot of dumb shit, and you know you're a bit of an asshole. But yeah, I did some scammerinos with cards. Did you guys do the thing where like you threw the cards, and who threw the furthest would get the other person's card?
No,
did you do that?
I don't know.
No.
Is that a typical Swedish thing or?
They'd give you like an EX card and you just give them some shitty Raichu, and they'd be like, oh, cool. And then they'd be like, later on, they'll come back to you like, wait, you lied to me. This isn't special. I'm like, well, hey, man, there's no takesy-backsies, you know, so it's your problem, not mine anymore.
Bullying on those smaller kids. Poor kids.
Oh, man. It was always... Oh, actually, I scammed so many more of the older kids. They were even dumber, to be honest with you.
Be careful what you say on this podcast if you ever get in trouble.
Jeez, it's it is what it is. I mean, dude, if those kids from back then find me, bro, I mean, jeez, if I end up in a ditch somewhere in Belgium, you know what happened.
Yeah, what happened. Yeah. It was the Pokemon Mafia who.
The Pokemon mob, the Pokemon TCG mob, dude, coming after me. They're like, execute him, send the hitman, he's got to die. And then, like, literally 5 hours later, like, Pokemon YouTuber RuffledRowlit found in a ditch in Belgium, suspected to have been murdered because he's got a gunshot in the back of his head. RuffledRowlit was known for making shitty YouTube videos about Pokemon, and now he's pronounced dead. He was blah, 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 blah. I don't know, like some shit like that. Yeah, dude, if I end up dead, you know who did it. It was the Pokemon mob. Requesting all the French people to kill me. But yeah.
Ruffled, you do know like the famous Charizard. I don't know which edition it is. It's probably like a first edition. It's the same one that Logan had in his boxing match.
Oh yeah, I saw that one as well.
Yeah, I had that one.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
But I fucking like someone stole it from me when I was younger.
I just wanted, I wanted to ask Max, where the fuck is that card?
I don't have it anymore, which is
Oh.
really sad. It
Okay,
was
that's
because it's
sad
pretty
then.
valuable now, but I still have
Yeah,
a lot of other cards, but I never do anything with. It's just in my collection.
Yeah, just keep it. I mean, it will get the value will get higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, if the conditions are good though, you gotta remember that. Like, if they're graded poorly, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? If it's not a PSA 9 or 10, then it's like sort of they're not really worth that much.
Yeah, you have
It's
to
like,
immediately sleeve them when you pack that.
Yeah, and you gotta keep them in like mint condition and shit. Otherwise, the value is not there. You know. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you sleeve them. Like sometimes they're like factory poorly made. You know. So like already from the factory they can be like like a PSA 8, or like something like that. And also just the grading system, it takes too long right now because too many people are doing it. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the TCG, have you seen like the Twitter videos with like a bunch of 40-year-old men running into like Target and like Walmart in the US just literally buying all the
beating
cards?
each other up just.
Yes, bro. Yes, dude. Beating the shit out of each other for Pokemon cards because they want to scalp it, and then like resell that shit for like I don't know, like a 5-time markup. You know what I mean, in pricing, which I think is just a scummy fucking thing to do. Like, come on, like like it's a children's card game.
Yeah,
Like,
it's supposed to be
calm the fuck
for
down.
kids.
Yeah, it's like calm the fuck down, or like at least like if you're not gonna calm down about it, like geez, like just don't fight about it. Like just take what you can get if you want to, but like just chill the hell out, Like what's their deal? I don't get it. Like I really don't fucking get it. It's like it's just they're too aggressive about shit. I don't know, way too aggressive.
But you have
Yes,
to be you have
yes.
to be a pretty big douchebag in general to be a scalper. The
Yeah,
same with
but it's-
just
it's-
PlayStation consoles and Xbox
Yeah,
consoles now.
yeah,
being,
it's the same with graphics card as well, Max.
yeah.
Like people just beating the shit out of each other just for be able to get one or maybe two and then sell them for 5 times the profit margin or like 10 times or I don't know, man.
It's
World's
really
going to
fucking annoying.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
world's going to shit.
Just don't support scalpers if you want like these rare things, Pokemon cards, or even like the PlayStation 5 or Xbox. Just wait until that you can buy them.
No, support them. Just give them all your money.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, what is this? What is this? The man be saying you should support the scalpers. Not good for the soul. Not good at all. But yeah, no, definitely not worthwhile supporting that.
So we know you a bit better now. So let's go with the E3 stuff that happened this week.
There was E3. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was pretty unnoticeable. I don't blame you because most of the announcements that were there weren't really that high profile. Most of them, at least. There were some surprises. I was an idiot and I watched all of it.
Oh my god, man. Do you even have a life? I mean, come on, man.
No, but I'm always afraid that I miss like some small thing, but I just like to watch these things because it's like a little bit of a gamer Christmas as well, like new announcements.
That's true.
It's
Yeah,
an event like people watch like the FIFA World Cup. I watch E3.
That's
Yeah,
True.
that's true. But like the first half of half an hour of Todd Howard standing on that stage, that was fun.
that was great.
really got me excited. But yeah, I mean, the further it goes on, the less I'm interested in it. And I'm like, yeah, if there's something cool, I will see it on YouTube eventually, and then I can watch it there. But yeah, indeed, you are really fanatical about it, and that's your thing, and that's fine. That's fun.
Yeah, I was immediately turned on when I saw Todd Howard on stage.
Yeah, you brought the statue up, and you were like, okay, let's get this shit down.
I don't have a statue yet.
Yeah, we are going to buy one for Ace Eyes just to put in the background.
I would like to have like in the background ruffled like that PewDiePie has like the cardboard cutouts.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to have one of Todd Howard.
you can get those pretty easily, to be honest.
Yeah. They aren't even that expensive.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like you can get those pretty easily. The only problem, I guess, is like Belgian import tax and all that shit. I don't know. But, like, yeah, you can get that. I mean, it would be pretty funny, dude. I always wanted one of those, but, like, of Masuda. Just in the background. You know what I mean? Just Masuda for fucking, like, Pokemon. That shit, like... every time, dude, I'd just be, oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna fucking order one of those once I get my apartment in, like, in Belgium.
I gave you an idea.
Hell yeah, dude. Yes, that's gonna be, oh my god, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, oh my god, Todd Howard. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
All I
Max,
remember
50 euros.
That's
It's
not
life.
expensive.
Yeah, but that's life size, you know? And oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm going to sleep with this guy. Never mind, I didn't say that.
Wow, did you just say that? Well then. Well then. That's kind of sus.
When you say something, it's never going to be removed of the internet, Ben.
But I have a girlfriend. I can't be saying things like this.
Too bad, girlfriend. Girlfriend out.
That's some hella sus shit, my boy. You sure she's a girlfriend and not a boyfriend? You sure about that?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Can you confirm?
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but you know, Todd Howard is a meme. So
Oh, I know.
these things can be said about Todd Howard and not being taken seriously, I hope.
No, I get you.
I do like the man though a lot. Like, as a inspirational guy that makes good video games.
Yeah,
so-
he's a nice chap, you know. He has humor and he knows how to make games. So that's a combination that works well.
Oh yeah, you forgot one thing though. Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know, everyone makes his mistakes in their lives. you know?
I have a theory that, you know, they acquired that new studio, the Austin team, and they were responsible for that one. And they didn't know how to use the creation engine because it's not made for multiplayer games. And they took the blame for the whole company, you know, and I get that because it would look stupid if they would just say, yeah, it's the Austin team's fault, but we're going to fix it. No, the blame is to share for the whole company. I have a strong theory on that it's not really. It's weird that it's a studio that makes games for so long with like these big masterpiece games like Skyrim and Oblivion, that they just fall apart with one game. Isn't that weird? I find that weird, right?
Yeah.
So, oh well, it's the black sheep of the family. So, and he's going to redeem himself or try to redeem himself. Yeah. What did you want to say?
No, I mean,
I thought you were going to say something. Sorry.
Now you put him on the spot, and now he has to say something.
no, I was just gonna say, do you have the creation shop as well? You know, like whatever it's called. You know that like the Bethesda thingamajiggy.
Yeah, the microtransactions.
You got that. You got a lot of really like shitty stuff. So, but like I'm just thinking about Bethesda, right? And the thing with me with Bethesda is like the recent history, right? Very recent has been kind of poo-poo. You know, like the whole like paying for mods thing, which like I don't know why they decided to go that path. Like,
yeah, I
publishing
think
wise
that's a
and all that.
ZeniMax thing, though. Their
Yeah.
parent company that
Could be,
tried to push it. They weren't really in the best economics, so they got bought by Xbox. They needed the money. You can see that. So, yeah, they haven't really done. Their hands weren't clean, indeed. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Maybe it will. I mean, not maybe. It definitely will be better with that like Bill Gates money. I'm assuming. you
Yeah.
know? Like they should be better and like better set up. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. No, I really do understand what you're trying to say. More money makes better projects. It's as simple as that.
Well, I hope that they just can redeem themselves a bit with Starfield.
Yeah, but Starfield is going to be great. You know that, Max. I know that. Everybody knows that. Starfield, they can fuck it up, but they won't. They really won't.
Remember Cyberpunk?
No, Max. I don't remember Cyberpunk.
we gotta
No, Max.
keep a level head.
We don't remember Cyberpunk.
But I feel like Cyberpunk is such an unfortunate situation, though.
Yeah,
What
it
is
is.
Cyberpunk?
Because like I really respect CD Projekt Red as a studio, and I'm really sad they had to like kind of get shat on for like, you know. I mean, because like let's be honest, right? Had they delayed the game again, people would have been angry. they released the game and people were angry, right?
Hype, yeah, but it was the hype that killed the game. It wasn't the developers. It was the hype. Everybody, they announced the game too early. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but I feel like they almost needed to, you know what I mean? Like, you do also need some level of hype, but I mean, like, too much hype, can destroy anything.
If you announce this game 2 years before you tend to release the game, I think the hype would be even bigger than what they did now.
English, Ben.
Jesus.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like CD Projekt Red just got a really shitty hand handed to them.
Did you play
So
the
yeah,
game?
I feel like they just got like kind of a bad situation handed their way. You know what I mean? No matter what they did, they would have been like in a bad space, and people would have been angry. You know?
Yep.
It's like they couldn't please people no matter what they did. But yeah, I was just kind of curious. So about the opening show, right?
I wanted to ask quickly. Did you play it, Cyberpunk?
I haven't had time yet, and also like I wanted to wait until like a lot of the bugs were fixed to play it. But I really do want to play it though, because of just like the fact that I know it's CD Projekt Red, so I know that it's gonna be a game like, because I do like the kind of hidden things in games, and I know for a fact there's gonna be a shit ton of that because I know how much of that sort of stuff there is in Witcher 3. So I know for a fact there's gonna be loads of it.
Yeah, me and Ben played it both, and we really loved it, especially the story and side missions. You can really expect the quality of the writing to be on par with Witcher.
Yep, I'm expecting to be as good as that. So
it's just an unfortunate situation. I just hope that they can recover from that. Maybe they have to do like a No Man's Sky type of thing by like releasing updates, maybe with like free content as well. I think they will do something like that to expand the game a bit. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. Oh well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something more positive. E3, even though it wasn't really the best E3 I have ever seen. But,
Lol.
the first thing that was there was the opening night live stream. It was hosted by Jeff Keighley. So the big thing. Let's talk just really about the big thing that was there, Elden Ring. I am not a Souls fan, so for me, this is just like another game in the whole sea of games. How do you feel, Ruffled, about Souls types? Are you into them?
Ooh, I like them. And I was watching the trailer because I didn't get to see it live. I remember you were watching it though, and you mentioned like that it isn't your really thing. But I was looking at it, and it basically looks like more than just a large scale Dark Souls. It just looks like they really decided to just fucking go all out on it. So I'm definitely excited about that. But I don't know. It's like I saw the trailer. It looks good, but it, like, again, I need more details. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, need more information. I guess I was looking through the information, but for the most part, it's just kind of like, I don't know. There's not really much else to see. It's like a little bit of gameplay, but I want to know more about the story. What's the deal? What I do like about it, though, is that it is, like, with the involvement of George R. R. Martin. Because I love, like, Game of Thrones. So, like, a Song of Ice and Fire, like, I love, that shit. So I would love, to see what the deal is going to be here. You know what I mean? Like, how is this... I don't know. How is this going to look like? What is this game's story going to be like when he's involved, So yeah, Elden Ring looks great.
I always criticize like Souls games for pretty much having the story in the background most of the time. So maybe here with George R. R. Martin there is some more storytelling than normal From Software games do. I know Sekiro, I didn't play it, had more like cutscenes as well. Have you played it?
I played. Yeah,
is
I'll play
good?
Sekiro. But it wasn't even... But it was also very hidden, to be honest with you. It was hidden. Yeah, it really was, though. That's the thing with their games. I get what you mean. It can be a little bit frustrating sometimes, but at the same time, that's kind of the charm of them as well. That the story's kind of hidden, and you have to do a lot of reading, a lot of exploring to learn more about it. And that's kind of why people like... There are literally YouTube channels dedicated to just the lore. I mean, there's a YouTuber who just covers the lore of Dark Souls games, and that's it. And he has literally like over 1,000 videos on just that. You know what I mean? Just the lore, because there's so much lore there. It's just everything is hidden. Nothing is in your face. You sort of have to work for it, right? Which in one way can be really frustrating if you just want to experience something like kind of like a popcorn, flick, just something quickly that you can experience, enjoy, and move on. This is the sort of game where like you kind of have to dedicate a lot of time to it if you want to really experience it fully, right?
Yeah, I'm more a fan of like they always tell visual storytelling, show it rather than tell it, and that's true to some.
Show don't tell.
It's true to an extent, but you never should really have visual storytelling alone on the forefront. There should be like a mix. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. So that's why I never really got into these games, because you see like that a castle far away in Dark Souls and something happened there, like a queen got murdered. I'm just like saying something, but I would rather see it more in detail than seeing that castle over there and then have like a book about it with some description. Do you get what I mean?
I get exactly what you mean, and that's also one of the pitfalls of the games. Is that sometimes there's not enough at all told to you. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of do all the work on your own. I feel like there needs to be a balance in it, which I'm hoping they will do with Elden Ring, that they kind of balance it out. But you never really know. What I'm kind of curious about, though, and I know your opinion on this, but I'm kind of curious about like what Ben thinks about this, which is Back 4 Blood. What do you think about, like, because I'm a big Left 4 Dead fan. I love Left 4 Dead, so I'm kind of curious what y'all think about that, because I am really excited about that game. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
I have no experience with Left 4 Dead. I'm not the biggest multiplayer gamer. Ben, do you have experience with that franchise?
Not really with the franchise, but I'm playing World War Z at the moment.
Ooh, okay.
I think this is in the same style. No?
I don't know. Like, okay, so the thing with Left 4 Dead, as an example, right, is it's kind of arcadey as a game, right? Because it's made in, like, the Source engine, you know what I mean? Like, so it has that kind of, like, have you ever played, like, the Half-Life games, or, like, played, like, any of the Source games, like, what do you call it? Oh my god, Team Fortress 2, for example, have you ever played that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, so it's kind of that feeling, right? Like when you play them, you know how it feels, kind of like it's got this kind of janky feeling to it. Well, that's basically what Left 4 Dead is. It's kind of like a arcadey, like co-op zombie game, just kind of taking you from stage to stage to stage to stage, stage to stage until you finish the game, essentially. Very, very straightforward, but it was always really fun because of just the experience and, like, just with your buddies, just having a great time. It's really a party game more than anything, I would argue. You know what I mean? But the story can be really, really fun as well. Like, the story is, like, kind of fun and just, it's a zombie game. It's kind of hard to,
is there a story?
Like, really, yeah. I mean, there is. It's just really hard to, like, mess it up. It's a zombie game. It's a zombie game. It's like, oh, it's an apocalypse. Oh, great. I'm this guy. Oh, I'm this guy. I'm this girl. I'm this dude. And then I go and kill a bunch of shit. It's kind of straightforward. But yeah. But Back 4 Blood, though. Like, I love the name, by the way. Like, Left 4 Dead and then Back 4 Blood. Like, come on. I love the name. It's so good.
Yeah, I have nothing against the name. It's pretty good.
I think it's a smart, like, thing. It's like, just because they can't use the Left 4 Dead name, They can't do that because of the fact that, like, they would get into trouble with, Valve.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, but it's a good name. I think they will pull it off really well because honestly, they've done it well in the past, and I'm pretty confident they'll do a good job this time around as well. But yeah, so I don't know. Was there anything else in your guys' mind that stood out? I guess from like the opening, because those are two things for me.
To come back to Back 4 Blood, it's going to release in like 4 days. Or am I seeing this wrong?
No, so set to release on October 12th, 2021. So it is releasing
maybe that's a
later
beta
this year.
or something.
No. I think June 22nd is a gameplay showcase. No. Okay, never
Open
mind.
beta August 5th. Open beta August 5th.
I think that June 22nd was their first release date and that they delayed it. Because in an article from last year, there was a release date stating June 22nd.
Okay, that seems to make sense, to be fair.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't kept too much tabs on it. I've been seeing some, like, actually ads about it very recently. A lot of ads. But yeah, I don't know. To me, just honestly, it looks like a great game. I'm excited. I mean, it's like I have to play it almost because of the fact that I loved Left 4 Dead 2 so much, in particular, like the second game. So almost have to play it out of principle, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems cool. It seems cool. But I'm seeing here that IGN posted a campaign gameplay video for Back 4 Blood on December 17th, 2020. So, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, sure thing. Yeah, it looks great. Looks cool. Looks fun. Playing with friends. Yeah, sure.
Do you know which engine it's going to be made on? I guess not the same engine as like the Valve games. Source engine.
No, definitely not. I don't think. I mean, maybe it is Source. It doesn't. I don't know, because like the thing with Source engine is it's like so flexible. I would argue, but this looks like it might be in something else. I would say. Like it seems like this is in a different engine.
Because it doesn't really look to me like the same thing. I recently played Half-Life Alyx, and it doesn't really look like the same engine. So I think it's a different one. Could be maybe.
It's a new. I think it's a new. I think it's a new like whatchamacallit, a new Source engine, because they've been working on Source. I think Source 2. I think is what it's called. Like Source Engine 2. I think they've been working on that for ages, but they haven't said anything, because usually when they have the engines, they kind of like, I don't know, they give it out more. You know, like that's why like there are so many mods for a lot of like Source games, and like literally certain games wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for modding. You know, like Counter-Strike wouldn't exist if it wasn't for modding.
Yeah,
you know, stuff like that. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know how open they are about, like, Source 2. I don't think they're very open about it, to be fair with you. So, don't really know.
There was, like, one game that caught my eye. It's called Lost Ark. You told me it's, like, a Diablo thing.
Hmm?
It's a like an MMO, a Korean MMO?
Yeah, I mean, what do you call those games again? That category, I'm trying to remember. But yeah, it's kind of like Diablo, as far as I remember, based on like the information I knew about it, because I watched a YouTuber cover it a long time ago in like a list. But yeah, it's kind of like an MMO, but it's kind of like, you know, like Diablo-esque, I would argue. You know what I mean? In terms of its like gameplay cycle, if you were to put it that. Like, what are those games called again? Like, I don't know what the name is of that category of game. I'm trying to like remember, but even as described here is like a Diablo-esque MMO.
It's not hack and slash top down.
Yeah, it's like there's a different category they're called, but for the life of me cannot remember. Because another game that falls into that category is like Path of Exile.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so if you ever played Path of Exile, this game will be similar to that. Only thing I'm scared about is that it's like I think it's Korean, right? Is it Korean?
Yeah, it's Korean.
Yeah, which always is a bit of a worry, because that means that like there'll be a lot of, you know, paid cosmetics and shit like that, which is always a big problem with these sort of games, especially Korean, Japanese, and like Chinese games. Like they just fill them with like, you know, microtransactions to like hell, pretty much.
Well, Nintendo is pretty chill on that, right? Well, they are anti-consumer on other stuff.
Nintendo game prices are also very high, so.
But they never really like put microtransactions in their titles for so far that I've seen ever in my life.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. It's like they do have microtransactions, but mostly the mobile stuff, you know. But at the same time, it's like they don't really need to put like, I mean, like the thing about their pricing of their games is they know their value of their own shit, you know. So they're not gonna lower the price because they know that people are willing to pay the price. Like they know for a fact that you and me are willing to pay the price for their product. So why lower the pricing? You know what I mean? Like, why lower it? Like, they've garnered an audience that's so dedicated to their games that it literally, if they were to like sell poop and just put the Nintendo like brand on it, people would still buy it. No, I guarantee you, people would still buy it. You know, people would buy literally a turd because the brand recognition, the brand name holds such a high value in people's like literally, even like old people, like old people know Nintendo, right? Like you know what I mean? Like when like your grandma's buying you a video game, right? And she'd be like, "Oh, I bought you that latest Nintendo game," you know? It's like, it's such the name itself is literally associated to video games straight away, you know? Like parents refer to like games as Nintendos, you know what I mean? Oh, did you get the new Nintendo? Oh, do you want the new Nintendo?
Every new console is like, Nintendo.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like just the name itself holds such a large value, right? That like they know how much that value is, like how much is worth. So they're not going to lower the price of their games because they know that you will pay for it. They know, because you know why? Because there is no other way to play it. it's Nintendo or go home, right? If you want to play Super Mario Odyssey, you gotta get Nintendo. If you want to play Breath of the Wild, you gotta get a Nintendo product. If you like, you have to play it on a Nintendo console, and you have to pay the price, or else it's just a bye-bye. The thing with other games, like on PlayStation, Xbox, etc., is a lot of those games are, multi-platform, right? So, like PlayStation and all these guys have to sort of like lower their prices and all that to kind of like fight against each other. But also, even with their exclusives, they lower the prices because the consumer base is different, The consumer base for PlayStation, etc., like there are hardcore fans, but it's more relaxed, right? It's more, how would you put it? Like they're more casual, right? Whereas Nintendo fans are way too much, way too much
dedicated.
Too aggressive, too crazy, too dedicated. I would argue, too dedicated. A bit too much, a smidge too much.
Yeah, we can't really do anything about it, I suppose. Well,
Yeah, we can go and strike.
it would be just nice to see one day, like, Nintendo lowering the prices a bit on a sale. Breath of the Wild, I saw for the first fucking time Breath of the Wild on sale, like 2 days ago. When did that like release? 3 years ago now.
Jesus.
2017, right?
And
Yeah.
what was the price then? Now, when it was on sale?
It was from 60 to 54.
Yeah, fuck off. It just sucked my jaw. Jesus.
Well, it's a great game, but that's a bit
$60 for a game that's 4 years old. Go, please. No, don't. That's just bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I know how big of a fan that you are from Nintendo, but that's just bullshit. $60 for a game that's 4 years old. Go, please don't.
Oh well. Was there anything else on the opening night live that was interesting? I really loved Tales of Arise. There's also like previews for it. I'm going to probably review that as well for the channel. Looks good. I also liked what's the name? There was also another like horror multiplayer title.
Stalker? No, that wasn't there.
Evil Dead.
Maybe Evil Dead.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice in my opinion from some like animations that I saw. I don't know anything about it, but yeah. It's basically like a
Well, it's based on a movie, so I guess we'll have to see.
like a horror movie. Yeah, I'm not the biggest movie buff there is, but
No.
Yeah, it's the Evil Dead or Evil I don't know. I guess sometimes the name's like Evil Ed as well. I think they have like a movie called something like that. But yeah, it's like from a movie franchise. They decided to make a video game out of it. So yeah, looks pretty alright to be honest.
yeah, I think we covered like the most important things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Death
Yep, pretty much.
Stranding's getting a director's cut, but I liked Death Stranding, but I don't think a lot of people. Oh wait, one more thing. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That's like the second big one. I totally forgot about it. Have you ever played Borderlands?
Oh, I have, yes.
Yeah. So this is basically a Borderlands style game, but then in a fantasy setting.
Uh-huh.
If I don't know if that's
that
like
sounds
interesting
fair,
to you.
to be honest.
Well, yeah, it's basically with
I
Tiny
mean, it
Tina.
doesn't sound like a bad thing.
No, I know it sounds interesting, and I was expecting like a gameplay reveal from it because it's coming out. They said like early 2022, but there was no gameplay whatsoever from like Gearbox. Their like live stream, which we will talk about later in this podcast that I'm going to rant about. But that was a pretty interesting game that I want to keep my eye on. So. But there wasn't really anything to tell about. It's a CGI, yeah, not CGI, but an in-game trailer. So I think that's it, right, for this part.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so Xbox, that's the big one. I think we can all agree that Nintendo and Xbox were probably the better ones this year. They had the most to show. Were there any like games, favorite games that you guys liked about Xbox and Bethesda?
Yeah, you go first, man.
Oh, for me, I would say the Outer Worlds 2,
Oh yeah,
definitely,
that
because
that
the
was
first
a
one was
really funny
freaking
trailer.
great, and like I really hope. Then, this one is a big one. Stalker 2. I mean, we already knew it was happening, but like that one is a big one in my opinion. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm not a big Xbox guy. I know, like, I mean, there's like details about like Starfield, right? Don't really know. Like, I don't know. I didn't keep up much with that. But personally, for me, it's more about like Stalker and like I guess for like the Outer Worlds 2. Beyond that, everything else kind of like, it's just stuff, so to say. Like just stuff. I
Did
don't
you
really
play
know.
the
There's
first
not
one?
really much else
The
like,
Outer Worlds
for me to say.
one?
Yeah. Did you see that guy who like speed ran the game in like 12 minutes? Yeah, it was great. It was great. Like I particularly played it because of my brother, because he loves like my little brother loves like whatchamacallit, like Fallout and shit. And like, he was like, "Oh, it's basically like Fallout, but in space." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, let me play it then." And yeah, I gave it a try. It was actually a great game. But that thing, I felt like it was a bit too short, I would argue.
Oh, definitely.
And I
it
guess
was
now
really
it's
short,
good
so-
that they're making this. Yeah, but now they got like they've got enough money to make a second one. So I mean, that's the good part. Like I wanted a sequel because then they can expand upon it. They can finally like make like what they like they can be more ambitious with it, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
The trailer was really honest. Everything they told. We have
Yeah.
no story. We have no gameplay mechanics. We even haven't designed the main player yet. But hey, we have the title already.
Yeah.
So it was one
Yeah,
of the
that's-
most fun trailers I've
it's-
seen. What are your opinions about Outer Worlds, Ben?
I played it. I played the game, the first one. So I played it for a short while. I didn't finish it because I didn't have the time. But it was so interesting and so fun that I'm actually thinking about just restarting and playing the whole bunch again. Because, yeah, it was just a fun game. That's just honest. I didn't really hear much from the game actually before I bought my Xbox. It was on previous gen Xbox as well, or not? Yeah, it was.
It launched on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, yeah.
Yeah, so I never heard of it before, and then it came on Game Pass, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, the reviews are good, and it was actually really fun, really fun.
What do you guys think of Game Pass so far? Because almost every
I
every
love it.
announcement here is
It's
Game
insane
Pass.
how many new games that they're announcing for Game Pass. It's actually just incredible. I mean, like, Game Pass is 13 euros a month, or you can pay, I thought, 100 euros for a year. And then just being able to play every fucking single game that a Microsoft Studio brings out day one for free is just mind-blowing. Fucking mind-blowing, mate.
Yeah, I just want to own my game, so I don't really have it, but it's a really great value. Do you think, like a Ruffled, that Nintendo should do something like that, like a Game Pass competitor?
Oh, definitely, but they will never do that though. That's the thing. It's just, why would they? They
Yeah.
don't need to.
When people
Game
pay
Pass is-
60
is
bucks.
insanely good value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we already have to pay for like Nintendo Switch Online, which is the most useless thing in the world.
Yeah, 50
So we already paid
50
for that.
euros?
It's worth it. No, I don't know. It's I don't even know how much it is. It's, I
Yeah,
know it's not that expensive, but it's
I
worth it.
I recently bought a Nintendo Switch Lite, not a normal one, because I just want to play some games on the go. And I was looking for online, and I thought it was 15 euros for 1 year. Is that possible?
I think it's 20 for 1 year.
Yeah,
not
or
sure.
something like that. So it's not that much, but yeah, you're right. Like paying extra again for online services.
An online service that's shitty, by the way, to add. Like, it's
Yeah.
not even good.
No, it's so slow as well.
Awful.
Well,
Yeah, but there were also a few other games like Forza Horizon 5 was announced. Looked amazing, looked fun. Like the graphics in the Forza Horizon games are always really, really well, and this time they didn't disappoint again. It's going to be in Mexico, so we have a lot of jungles and shit.
they
so,
are also the developers that are going to do Fable, right? Playground games.
Yeah. It's even made on the same engine.
Yeah.
It is really, really strange. But yeah, we have to wait.
So these graphics that you see in Forza 5, they might be resembling for Fable. The next one.
that would be so cool because
Which
the graphics really.
I
really
found
look
it. I
great.
found it really weird that it wasn't here, Fable. I guess
I
it's
think-
far off still. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I think it will be something that we will see next year. This year, it's still too early. It's my guess. And then also Age of Empires 4. Was somebody here a big fan of Age of Empires?
I am not really big on strategy. Maybe Ruffle is.
I like them, but I'm not like the biggest fan of them. I mean, I enjoy them, but depends on like what mood I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Age of Empires 4 release dates 28th of October. Yeah, but they shared a lot of info actually previous on their own event. They just like dropped some gameplay trailers and they did some interviews on their own. So everything was actually known, but I think they announced the release dates on E3. Yeah, October 28th. So it's not really that long. Quite hyped. So yeah, big party.
Can we talk about Halo Infinite?
No. I know you were going to ask it. No, we're going to skip it. No.
How that
Go ahead.
doesn't have a release date, which I find really weird for that flagship title this year.
Is
still.
it going to be for this year, Max?
Yeah, they said holiday 2021 in it.
Yeah,
The
Max.
recent,
Do you
trailer.
still believe that? Because if it was so, they would have at least said something like November or December or something like that. But
That's why I find it really weird. Like, is it in trouble?
Yeah. They have to start all over again.
No, I don't think it's that much in trouble, but I mean, you would put like a date on like your flagship game, right? That's going to sell Xbox games of Xbox consoles. So
Yeah, you're right. That's a little bit trouble-minded, but like the multiplayer mode that's actually free to play. I mean, big shout out, no?
yeah, that's pretty cool. I will admit that. Even though I play Halo for the single player,
But it has, especially in early days, it has a really big multiplayer community as well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
really big. Yeah, I know that. My favorite Halo was Reach and 1 probably, but Reach had some really underrated multiplayer. You had like this map building mode that you can make your own maps. Did you ever play Halo, Ruffled?
No, it's not. I mean, I've played it for sure. Everybody's played Halo, I would argue, at some point in their life. But just, I don't know. Never really been much of my thing, to be honest. I'm just not an Xbox guy, to be honest.
Oh, that's
Just
fair. That's fair.
not been a console play much,
shame.
For me, it's been Nintendo or Pokemon.
Okay, yeah. You will not find any Pokemon on Xbox.
Yeah, I found that weird, and the multiplayer looks good at least, I suppose. But when are they going to show like a date? I don't know. Maybe
Next week.
No, they would have probably done that if it was just 1 week apart. I think maybe Gamescom, if that happens.
Gamescom is not really such a big event for them for such a
They
studio to
have done
announce.
Gamescom stuff in the past, from what I know.
For an announcement?
Yeah.
As
they
in,
have.
oh, okay.
But it was pretty long ago, I will admit. So they probably maybe will do like a similar thing like PlayStation, just like a live stream, like these direct style that Nintendo Direct does as well. So I wanted the big one, Starfield. What is your opinion, guys, on Starfield? So that the trailer was in engine, which represents like the graphics. I
Seems
suppose.
gay.
Yeah, sure, mate. That's so believable how you say that. we have been fantasizing about Todd Howard in the beginning of the podcast, and now you're going to say that it's gay. No, what is your real opinion?
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck are you kidding? It looks amazing. Really hyped.
And we still really don't know if there is like space like exploration that you can fly yourself.
Yeah, but Max, they
Yes.
showed a space vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was going to sit in and like preparing to launch. So why would this be in a game where you would not be able to fly into space?
Yeah, I also think you will be able to fly. They like Todd Howard had that conversation with Elon Musk, this awkward like conversation at E3 like a year ago, and they were talking about different space fuel that you could use in your engines. So I think it will happen that you can be able to fly.
Yeah, sure. 99% sure it will. Yeah.
And it's basically also confirmed that there are like aliens in the game. Todd Howard said in an interview with the Telegraph that they will answer humanity's biggest question. So that is pretty,
That's interesting. Yeah, interesting.
hinting at it. Ruffled, how are you on like Bethesda games in general?
I mean, I don't mind them. Like, I always kind of enjoy the Fallout games, like here and there. Oh man, I don't know. Like, Starfield, I don't really have any feelings on it, to be honest. Like, I don't really know. Like, I'm not really feeling excited, but also I'm not like one of those people who are like, ooh, it looks shitty or anything. It's like, just looks like a cool game that'll probably do really well and people really enjoy it. And maybe sometime in the distant future, I might play it whenever it's released or sometime after it's released. Like, it's just one of those games that's like, oh yeah, it's on the bucket list of things to play in the future. It's like, no, I don't know. I don't have any strong feelings about it, to be fair.
Fair enough.
I think it will resemble a lot of stuff that Fallout does. First person, open world. We'll have this like Bethesda style open world with exploration, side quests that you can tackle. So, but then in a like I guess a space jacket and a space theme. They were going for NASA punk. That's what they call it. So, a bit. Yeah. Have you ever watched that show? What's it called?
No,
Sci-fi
never
show.
watched.
No. Damn it! I don't know the name anymore.
What's it about?
Yeah, it's like humanity that they are colonizing planets as well as the asteroid fields.
Mm-hmm.
The Expanse, that's how it's called. Have you ever seen that?
The name doesn't ring a bell, so
That's a really good show. I highly recommend it. That basically it's in our future, like 100 to 200, 300 years. It's a bit the same as like Starfield's theme, from what I'm noticing. Humanity has gone to like already to Mars and colonizing it, and colonizing asteroid fields, and they just are going to discover like alien creatures. I think it's a bit in the same like style as that, but a bit further in the future.
Oh, okay.
I'm really just wondering how they are going to incorporate aliens.
No idea. Interactable, yeah, sure. Not playable. They said you only could play as a human, huh? Right?
Yeah. I think that's the
Yeah,
case.
okay. That Max, explain me why they would say that you can only play as a human. So hinting there are alien races. Yeah, okay, sure. I think everybody knew that. But then you wouldn't be how would you interact with these alien life forms if you weren't able to fly into space? You know?
Yeah,
As
true.
in, I don't think it's a question anymore. It's rather like, how are they going to make it? How is space, the flying system going to be? Rather than, is there going to be a system where you can fly into space?
It's a given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there will be flying too. And aliens, it's pretty given. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. That they put it like a date on it, like so far away, 11th of November 2022. That's more like farther away. I remember that when Cyberpunk's
Yeah.
was like 21st of April, was already like a year and away, or a little bit more, and now it's like a year and a half, almost
Yes.
2 years.
That's some really cyberpunk feelings you get there.
I don't want to compare. This is going to be a good one. I hope.
Yeah. Sure, it's going to be.
But the wait is going to be really long for this one.
Mm-hmm,
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Oh well. So, yeah, the Stalker 2 gameplay we talked about that looked really cool. Really reminds me of Metro, right?
Yeah.
It's by the same guys. I think like they split it off in like 2 different studios, but I think like the Metro games were part. The studio was part of the Stalker group. I think. I'm not sure about that. There's also like the new IP by Arcane Studios called Redfall, which is a multiplayer vampire game that looks pretty interesting. I think it's a CGI trailer. I don't think it's in game. There isn't really a lot of details about it. It's just we know that it's open world, and that there is going to be co-op. And it will have like the DNA of Dishonored and Prey. These like
Yeah.
first-person power type of games. Does that look interesting to you, or?
Well, yeah. Semi, half,
A little bit.
50%.
50%. Yeah, there isn't really a lot known about
I don't know.
it.
Looks kind of.
Looks kind of
I
meh,
mean-
Ruffled.
I mean-
Yeah, it's a CGI trailer. We can't really judge on that. But I have trust in Arcane. I really love Dishonored and Prey. So I do place my trust in them that it's good. Replaced. That looks really cool. That indie
Replaced.
game.
Yeah. That's the one that I mentioned before with the cool graphical style. With the cyberpunk, it was the cyberpunk style game, wasn't it? No,
Yes,
not
it's
really
actually
cyberpunk. Yeah.
it's actually steampunk. I'm reading here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the difference between the two. Right?
Yeah.
So, I already thought when I saw the trailer, like, is this the replacement of The Last Night, that like other cyberpunk indie game in like the exact same graphical style? And even the developer of The Last Night tweeted like, "Hey, this looks familiar, but we're still like," and then he jumped on his own game. We're still developing it. Yeah, it looks really cool, and it's for 2022. Have you seen it, Ruffled?
No, I actually haven't. That totally slipped me. Like, I've not seen that.
You should watch that later. That's a really cool one. It's basically like a bounty hunter in like. Do you know how Octopath Traveler looks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that like retro style, but with really cool lighting and stuff like that, and pixel art. That's a really cool indie game that I want to keep my eye on. And I think as last one, Atomic Heart also looks really cool. It's basically like a Russian Bioshock.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Have you seen it, Ben? Atomic Heart?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Any thoughts? It looks weird, I suppose.
Yeah,
right?
it
So,
looks weird. I really get the strange vibe when I'm looking at. Oh my God, words. I'm failing my words.
The environment and shit like that.
Yeah, the vibe that the game gives me is just, I don't know, not really something that I would say like when I'm coming home from school and I'm like, yeah, that's the game that I want to be playing tonight, you know?
I love Bioshock, so this looks right up my alley. I know it's a developer that I don't really know, Mudfish. It's called. It's
Never
like the
heard.
first game. I've never like seen any other game from them, but what they showed in like this trailer looks really interesting. I will keep an eye on that one as well. I think we've talked like everything there is like important stuff. Xbox, Bethesda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's go quickly. Ubisoft. There isn't really like a lot on with Ubisoft. You got like your Assassin's Creed Valhalla update.
Where
even though
is-
you haven't reviewed the main game yet, huh, Ben?
I don't care. I will review. No, I will make a promise to you, Max. I will make a promise to you.
Okay.
I will do the review for the game when the release date for Skull and Bones will be announced.
Oh, that's going to take a fucking while.
Oh my god, jeez.
That's never.
So that's fixed.
Well,
Okay.
What you were gonna say something, Ruffled, or?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, for me, when it comes to Ubisoft, the thing that I do enjoy that like they did announce was finally fucking showing off like the Rainbow Six like it's
Extraction.
like zombie exactly, but like the zombie mode or whatever you want to call it, which was in like the original like Rainbow Six Siege, like temporarily, and people wanted a full game out of it. And like that thing has been like just in a limbo for a long time, and finally they gave us some info on it. So that's one I'm excited about, because I love Rainbow Six Siege. By the way,
Yeah, it's a good.
It's
So
much.
I'm not the biggest multiplayer gamer, but when I played that was pretty fun. I remembered that.
Yeah, because it's so different. It's so different from your normal like FPS games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it though. I love it. So there's mostly just that. Everything else, I don't care about anything else that Ubisoft is doing at the moment. I mean, oh yeah, Mario plus Rabbids, woohoo, who cares?
It sold pretty well
Indeed.
though, Mario plus Rabbids, and I've seen some really like exciting fans online that they wanted the second one. So I have the game, but I never really played it. I really want to. It's a like an XCOM type of game.
Style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Far Cry 6. It looks fun. I'm not expecting that much on Far Cry. Like previous one was had really fun gameplay, but to say like it's a masterpiece game, no.
Nope.
It's fun, but it's not like a big noteworthy thing, you know.
Far Cry hasn't been that great since Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's too bad. But I hope that the actor that's in it from Breaking Bad, he's a really good actor. Maybe he brings some like personality to it. But how they like handled like previous villains, really short in
Really
5 and 4.
shallow.
Yeah,
too
that's-
shallow, yeah.
So I hope he's more in the game, like more present. But if it's good, I will play it.
Yeah, same.
And then the biggest one, the Avatar game. I think we don't need to like talk about Just Dance and fucking Riders Republic.
Yes,
or-
we do. Every single game we need to talk about for like a half an hour, and then that's okay.
Nah, the Avatar game is made by the Division team in the Snowdrop engine. How does that look, Ben? Are you interested in it, or?
Yes. But the problem is, I watched the video, like the video. Oh my god! I watched the movie, the film, like when it came out, so I don't really remember too much about it. And then there was this Avatar game on the PlayStation Portable, if
Oh,
I'm
damn.
remembering correctly. Yeah, I played that one as well. Don't remember anything of it. So it's going to be like going full on blind back at it again, but really looks cool. Really looks cool. Yeah.
They also said it was next gen exclusive, so it's not going to be handicapped by previous gen. It's also open world and first person, which intrigues me. I love first person. and I love open
And
world.
open world.
So that immediately like Skyrim pops in my head when I say those words.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Does that look anything interesting to you, Ruffled, or are you not like a fan of Avatar?
I literally, dude, oh my god. It's just, I don't care about Avatar whatsoever. It's just one of those movies that was so, like, forgettable to me, honestly. Like, I remember it, but it's like, I don't remember it fondly. I just remember, like, oh, it was big and made a lot of money, but that's it. I don't remember, like, oh, I enjoyed it or anything like that. I just remember, like, made a lot of money, and that's about all I know about it. You know, I remember the movie and what happens in it, but it's nothing that cool or interesting. It's just, wow. They did a full CGI movie. Yay.
But do you think they
cares?
can actually make a good game out of it, or is it just like a cash grab?
I don't know. I mean, is it really possible for it to be a cash grab this like this much later? You know, this many like years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like is that even possible? You know what I mean? Like, is that even a possible thing? You
I
know?
guess
Yeah,
it
you're
could like
right.
release alongside the new movies, because there are new movies coming.
Yeah,
out.
yeah. That's the only thing I'm thinking as well. Is like if it's like alongside the other movies, then yes, maybe. But I don't know. I guess it is a cash grab. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I guess they could make a good game out of it, but at the same time, like that's the thing with like games based on movies. It's like I can't look at them the same way as like a normal game. You know what I mean? Because all I think about is that oh, this is based on a movie, right?
Harry Potter games are good.
Yeah, fair enough. I played one of them like on the PlayStation 2, and that's about it. But like I don't know. Like usually they're kind of 50-50, you know? It's like
The older one was like the PlayStation 2 101. It was like a decent game, but the later
they were
ones
really fun.
The later ones weren't really that amazing.
No, but like the first one and the second one, Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets was one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah,
So-
it's the one with the snake, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
But games based on movies aren't always awful. Like as a good example, I love the Star Wars games. Like
Oh yeah,
a lot of them- like Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, not the new one, the original, my favorite game of all time. Literally my favorite game of all time. Yep, favorite game of all time. Literally I spent, I don't even know, like an exorbitant amount of hours in that game. Like literally so much time on that game. So yeah, like, you know, like there are good games that can be based on movies, but like it's a hit and miss, you know, it's a very hit and miss thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know. It is what it is, sort of.
We'll have to see, I suppose.
Yep, pretty much.
Alright, so let's do Square Enix. Square Enix was pretty bare bones as well. They had one big one, the Guardians of the Galaxy game that they showed off most of the time of the live stream. And it looks okay, you know. I'm a bit afraid because the Avengers wasn't really that great. But this one is going to be single player, so they learned a bit their lesson, I suppose. You have some choice and consequence, but it's not like a big RPG choice of consequence thing. Yeah, it looks all right. If it's good, I will be playing it too. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I've seen the trailer, yeah, but I've never actually seen the movie. So
Haven't you seen the movie?
No.
That's a pretty good movie. It's one of the better Marvel movies in my opinion.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
At least the first one. The second one is okay, but the first one is a really good Marvel movie.
Yeah, seriously? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Have you seen it, Ruffled?
Which one? The Guardians of the Galaxy?
Both. We were talking about the movie.
Yeah. But like, do you mean both the movies? Like
The first one
or-
in particular. The
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember now. Like, because the Guardians movies were always the ones that I kind of forgot about in general. No, I mean I do remember enjoying them for a fact. That I do. I do remember enjoying them. It's just I am trying to remember like what happens again. Like my brain is just numb trying to remember it. Oh yeah, because like got Ronan in it, right? Like blue guy. They just like I'm trying to remember like the movie right now, but yeah, no, I remember enjoying them back in the day, but like that was such a long time ago though. Like
Yeah, it's a
I
long
need to
time
rewatch
ago
all
that
the
it
other,
came
like,
out.
yeah, I gotta rewatch all of them to be honest. Like I gotta like go on a binge or some shit. But no, they were good movies. But like for the video game, like I just don't care. I don't know. Like in one way, I don't want to even play it because of the fact that like I already kind of like, associate that like so much with the Avengers in general, and like like the Marvel movies and the cinematic universe, that I don't really want like an alternative version of that. That's like a alternative universe of it. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to go with the the current one.
It's a different developer, so I want to give every like game a chance, right? So if it's
Yeah, that's fair.
if it's better than Avengers, that would be great. And it is single player. It's not live service, so it could be something, It looked decent enough, so I will
Yeah.
always just like watch the reviews if it's good. Yeah, it's a wait and see one, but it has potential. So, yeah, then you got Babylon. Do you guys know Babylon's Fall by Platinum Games?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. Yeah.
It looked horrible.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to think about it as well.
And the thing is, I love Platinum Games. They are one of my favorite studios. They made Bayonetta, Astral Chain, Nier Automata, and now they are doing Babylon's Fall, and they downgraded it to like a live service game. And the art style that they do, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
If you see the trailer, it also has a lot of dislikes.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, a lot of the fans don't like this game, and I understand because
Yeah.
Platinum Games, they aren't known for live service stuff, and to all the suddenly like do live service, that's not their audience, So I'm going to skip that one. I'm not interested. You guys are also not interested in it.
Yeah,
No, not really. No.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Are you into Final Fantasy, Ruffled, or is that? Yeah, you've played
I've always
the
wanted to get
remake,
into it,
right?
but yes, I played the remake, which is really fucking good. It's just that like there's so many games and there's so much lore, and I just do not have the brain capacity to go through it. It's the same thing with like at some point in my life, I want to play through all of them and go through everything and experience all of it. Same thing I have with like Kingdom Hearts as well. It's like I want to go through it all at some point, but it's like there's only so many hours in a day. You know what I mean?
That's a 10-year study, mate. If you wanna
I know.
Kingdom
Trust me, I'm
Hearts, oh, as a veteran or Kingdom Hearts veteran, it's good luck. I can help
I
you
get it.
somewhere, but it's a hard one. Yeah, every Final Fantasy is different. Their stories they don't continue. Kingdom Hearts continues their story every game. Final Fantasy 7 is different from 6 and different from 5. But this is basically like a spin-off game. And it's a Souls-like. So for me, it's already a red flag. For you,
that actually sounds interesting to me, though.
yeah, for you it's interesting. For me, it isn't. But there's a demo on PlayStation available. If you want, you can play it on my PlayStation if you want.
No, I wouldn't mind doing that in a few days. Definitely.
There are a lot of memes going around about this trailer because the main character was constantly saying chaos, and then the demo didn't work. It was basically corrupted. You weren't able to play the game because there were corrupted files, and everyone was calling it chaos on the internet. It was really funny.
Rip.
And
That's
yeah,
a good start to the game. Jeez.
yeah, it's a good start. And they are memeing on the trailer that it looks like a PlayStation 3 game. It doesn't look really that great either.
Oh yeah, does it, Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it doesn't look too hot. I don't know.
Yeah, Max. Yeah.
Ben
yeah,
is
that does
always
it.
memeing me on Final Fantasy that it looks like a PlayStation 3 game. Not every Fucking Final Fantasy looks like a PlayStation 3 game.
Okay. Yeah.
Ruffled, have you seen Final Fantasy 16? The trailer of it.
I have. Yes.
That doesn't
I
look
have,
like
yes,
a
I have.
fucking PlayStation 3
That
game,
is
right?
not. That looks
Yes,
very
it
good.
does.
That looks very.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
no. PlayStation,
No, I don't know,
PlayStation
man.
2 even.
No way.
Jeez, man. No, I can't agree with that. I'm sorry.
Max always gets so triggered when.
I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's a fact. You really are.
They even I actually do want to play it because Nomura is on the team as well, but he only does the character art. So yeah, it's a Souls-like. It's in the world of Final Fantasy 1, from what I know, but it's not like a remake of the story of 1. But I don't really know anything about the first one, so. But it looks like chaos, to take the memes with us. Yeah, it looks okay. You know, I'm not really too hot on it. That was Square Enix in a nutshell.
Yep. Okay, now I can take the moment and just shit on what's next, right? Because it's Nintendo.
It's your time, my mate. It's your time now.
Yeah, let me just lead on this one because everything else, like I don't know. I just want to like go through this one really quick because honestly, it's not really much to say about Nintendo. To be fair, it was really just not that good. It just wasn't that good. Like, what are the highlights, right? The biggest highlight, Breath of the Wild 2, actually looks fantastic as a game. Like the game looks incredible. Like. They really seem to have like set it up. And like a lot of people complaining like, oh, it looks so much like Breath of the Wild 1. No shit, it looks like Breath of the Wild 1. It's Breath of the Wild 2. They're not gonna like remake the whole base of the game, change the engine and everything. Of course they're not gonna do that. All they're gonna do is take what's already there and improve upon it and add more stuff and make a new story and more content, right? That's what they're supposed to do, right? Literally, that's what they're supposed to do. So Breath of the Wild 2 looks amazing, okay? It really does. I think Metroid Dread looks great as well. I just sort of hate how they were like, we know you're waiting for Metroid Prime 4, but, you know, like, haha, we're not going to say anything about it. Here's a different game. But Metroid Dread looks great, though. I love the side-scroller, like, Metroid games. But I need Metroid Prime, okay? It's like, that's the one I like. The Prime games are the good ones, okay? I mean, listen, no, the other ones are good as well. But, like, the Prime games are, like, the creme de la creme of Metroid games. And it's just like, oh, hey, we're just going to side mention that we are making the game, but not even going to mention exactly what it is we're making, or how far along it is, or anything really. But here's another game, you know? So honestly, Metroid Dread looks great as well. I know people are really excited about Mario Party Superstars. I just don't care. It's one of those games where you need a bunch of friends to have fun with it. Otherwise, you can't have fun with it. And like, honestly, with COVID, it's not the best situation. Like, yeah, there's online, but you got to remember, it's Nintendo Online, all right? Nintendo Online is garbage. It's always been garbage. It's always going to remain garbage because for some reason, they just do not know how to make online good. I know people are excited about WarioWare. I just don't care about it. But that's like it, though. That's literally it. Everything else is just doesn't matter. Everything else is just who cares, you know? Like, what else is there really? Like, you got
Shimigami Tensei 5. That looked decent.
Yeah, it looks fine. It's just not my cup of tea. You got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is getting like, you know, on there, which is already late as hell. Super Monkey Ball, it's just not my cup of tea. And then the worst thing in the world, freaking Mario Golf. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Who thought, yeah, let's make a game about golf, but like instead of like having like that, just have Mario in there. You know, it's just like. At least the tennis game was a little bit fun. At least like the other like sports games with like,
the Strikers one was really fun.
Yeah, Strikers is the best one. Strikers is the best one. But like they decided, oh, let's do golf. Could you have done like basketball or something? Or I don't even know. Like literally any other sport. You took the most boring one. I'm sorry to all the golf fans out there, but golf is the most boring sport. It's like golf. It's just a sport for like old rich white guys. That's literally what it is. It's just like really old, like boring white guys who talk about finances. I don't care. It's like the sport for like guys that like literally like, you know, like that like just talk about finances and they like, I don't know, like I don't fucking know. They have like an offshore account in like, I don't know, like the Bahamas, some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the sort of people that play golf. It's like, it's the most unrelatable sport in the world. It's just so boring. So like I really just dislike that game. I genuinely dislike it. It's like I just don't want it to exist, to be honest. 'Cause I think it's a waste of time and resources, which could be spent on better stuff. And beyond that, like what else is there? Like Life is Strange. Who cares about that? Like it's just whatever. It's a game for like 12-year-old girls. I don't know.
That was
Max-
wait a minute.
Max really
Wait a minute.
enjoyed that.
The first one wasn't bad.
No.
That was pretty good.
I don't know, bro. Dude,
I mean it. It was actually decent.
I don't know, bro. I see some cringy ass shit from that game, like some really cringy voice lines and shit. I'm just like, no, not my cup of tea, not my cup of tea. But no, I mean, hey, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But yeah, that makes you a 12-year-old girl, though, Max. You know, so it's gonna,
Okay, I won't remember. I'm a 12.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. I had to roast you a bit. Nah, I'm messing with you. No, but I don't know. I just don't care about it. But like, that's it though. What else is there really? There's really nothing else from Nintendo. That's it. You know. Like, where's Bayonetta 3? Like, where's Bayonetta, right?
Yeah, that was...
Where the fuck is Bayonetta?
That's really weird that wasn't there. That's...
Splatoon?
In development for fucking 5 years now or something, and...
Pretty much. You know, where's Splatoon? Anybody gonna say anything about Splatoon? Like, it was announced and, like, okay, but more gameplay, more details, information about maps, etc., etc. You gonna, like, tell us anything? You know, like, anything at all?
I guess not. Yeah, it's clear that Nintendo is just not ready. They got a lot of stuff delayed with COVID. Though, I wanted to ask you, like, I never played a Metroid. To go back to Metroid Prime, how does it really play? I know it's first person rather than the side scroller, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like it's a first-person experience, right? Which is what makes it more interesting because it almost like in one way it almost feels like I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe it. But yeah, it's kind of like first-person. If I was to give you the description, right? That's more like what it's like. Whereas like the original games, like the original ones are more like the side-scroller-esque ones. You know what I mean? Which that's the originals, and people love those as well. I know there are like some really good fan games. For the original side-scroller ones, some really, really, really good ones. But yeah, I mean, Prime is basically like the step up from that, right? Like it's basically like like how kind of like Zelda went from like the top-down like 2D view to like the Ocarina of Time and the Majora's Mask. It's kind of that leap, right? It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that jump. Like same as Pokemon going from like 2D to like 3D. It's kind of that jump, So that's kind of what it's like. If I was to like give you a description, so to say.
Yeah, I never played it, but I'm actually pretty interested in it. It's too bad that we didn't saw anything about it. But the game is being rebooted, from what I know, right? So.
Oh yeah, that was almost like how
yeah, that's
long
also
ago now. That was years ago now. Yeah, jeez, man, it was ages ago they said that. Like. Honestly, like that was like such a long time ago as well. It's like, what, bro? What? Like, can they just give us any updates? Can they just be like, hey, we're working on it still. Like, we're making good progress. We can probably release it in the next maybe 2 years. I don't know. Like something. I don't know. Just give us some info. Just tell us anything. Like we have literally zero information to go off of.
Yeah.
Like quite literally zero. There's like nothing there. Like tell us something at least.
How do you feel about like the Nintendo lineup?
Anything,
ban?
like literally anything. But nope.
Amazing. No, I had actually a quick question because did anyone else play Advanced War? No.
A complete silence.
That's played them. No, I haven't played them, but I did see the trailer. I don't know. It was like a strategy game, right?
Yeah. It was also on Game Boy, if I remember correctly. This is something that I played when I was younger, so it was really cool to see that they were going to do a reboot. It isn't really such. It isn't going to change the game or something, but I found it quite fun actually to see that there with Nintendo on stream. So,
It's for the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the absence of Bayonetta is just really weird. I'm sorry. That's That's
But it's not just that. It's like where's Splatoon?
yeah, that as well. But yeah, Bayonetta is so long in development. I mean, yeah, and Splatoon, that's also weird. Even though I don't really give a shit about Splatoon, to be honest. Yeah, Mario Golf. No,
Amazing.
Who
10 out of 10.
likes to play golf?
Yeah, I do.
don't.
Love it. Really love it.
Mm-hmm. Sure you do, mate.
I'm that rich white guy, you know.
Oh my God.
No, the white part is right, but
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know.
That was it,
That was
basically,
poo-poo.
right? That was interesting.
Yeah, there's
for,
no. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
I want to quickly close off Shimigami Tensei. That is basically a spin-off of Persona, and I do really love Persona. So I actually want to try that if it's good. So that's my thing, you know. For the rest, it's pretty average. Yeah, there isn't really a lot that interested me. Next to Zelda Breath of the Wild too. Yeah, and the Pokemon games, you know, they weren't there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them there, to be honest with you. I expected maybe like a recap trailer, but there wasn't even that. But to be fair, I wasn't too, you know, I don't think, I personally, I didn't think really much about it, you know, because let's be fair, Pokemon likes to keep their shit separate, you know, like they like to be separate away from everyone else. So that didn't really surprise me at all. But at the same time, like, man, they could have given us so many more things. They didn't even give us large things, just like small pieces of information, but they couldn't even do that. Like, they really dropped the ball on that. Like, I don't know, that direct was just boring. Like really fucking boring. I don't know. Like, I really wish there was more there, but I don't know. They really didn't do much. Like, much of anything, you know?
Well, yeah. At least they had something, because the next thing that I want to talk about, if we're done, are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Nintendo?
Yeah, it's
I
time
think
for you
so.
to shit on certain group of companies, rather, I would argue. Right?
I'm going to talk about Gearbox, Take-Two, and Capcom. These, like, three in particular, and as well, like Bandai Namco, they also had showcases, like how they call it. And Take-Two literally hasn't shown any game. They just talked about politics and black people in game development. And,
please don't go that way again.
you know, Ace Ice, we are a politically free platform. You know, we don't promote any political thing whatsoever, but we do promote games. And when you are going to a game show where you show off games and people expect to see games, and you don't do that, that is just not good. I'm sorry.
Nope.
They have a lot of shit in development. They have like GTA 6, even though it's they never show that shit on E3. They have a new BioShock that's leaked. There is a new Mafia. But they haven't showed anything and just talked about some politics.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Okay. Sure.
yeah. Am I the only one who thinks that way?
I don't know. I didn't see those ones, to be honest with you.
They weren't worth it to see.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it. You seemed extremely angry about it, like, and frustrated. And I get it. I fucking get it. But I don't know. It doesn't, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, you're right. Why even do a thing, like, at all, if you're not going to show anything?
And they call it a showcase as well. So
yeah,
their fans expect games to be shown. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And Gearbox did the same fucking shit. They, everyone was talking about the day before, like, Tiny Tina Wonderland was announced. What we talked about in the first thing, and I thought there's going to be gameplay then here. what they showed was fucking Borderlands the movie, like
amazing.
behind the scenes footage, and a interview with Kevin Hart,
Nice.
and no game whatsoever. I don't think that's acceptable, to be honest.
That's just fucking cringy. Oh, holy shit.
Why do these showcases? What is the reason for it? You know?
Marketing? Like, maybe it has some marketing stuff to do with it? I don't know.
You can drop these things in a trailer on like YouTube or on social media. You give an expectation to your fans to do like, hey, we are doing a show E3. Also with E3 being known for showing new stuff, right? So, and Capcom, at least Capcom had like 3 games. They had like a remaster for like an old Ace Attorney that was coming to the West. It was only like exclusive to Japan. And you had some stuff on Monster Hunter Stories and an announcement for Resident Evil Village DLC. But that was it. And then they talked about esports.
Oh, nice. Esports.
That they at least had three games, but come on, why do these showcases if you don't have anything to show? You could just like put a trailer of Ace Attorney on YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like that. Yeah.
I did not like that shit. Sorry.
That's fair.
At least Nintendo had something, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my rant.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to talk about what, like, I guess the future is, like PlayStation, EA, etc.?
Oh yes, that's still part of our topic list.
Oh yeah. Because like I don't know, like, is there even anything else to say besides like, well, F you Gearbox, F you Take-Two, F you Capcom? And I guess
No, I just wanted to talk about that little quickly.
Yeah, Max just
That's what
wants
we-
to have a small moment where he just can rant on himself and just like let it all out, and then
I
then then he's a happy boy again, you know.
I get it. That's why I'm like, let's get to PlayStation because that could be far more interesting in terms of like, you know, our souls, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh, far more.
for our sanity and for our souls, let's talk about what PlayStation doing though, dog. Because when are they having their like PlayStation? It's like a PlayStation Now. Is that like their own like?
Yeah,
whatever?
they call it State of Play.
State of Play. Yeah. Do we know anything that's kind of come up in that? Is there anything? That,
There are
like, to
basically
expect?
rumors already that there's something going to be in a week or two. You can expect not Horizon Zero Dawn, but the sequel, Forbidden West, to be there with probably a release date. Have you seen the gameplay of that? Looks beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's even possible on a PlayStation 4. It's coming to PlayStation 4 as well.
Oh, new God of War as well. Like, what about that? Like, I'm curious if they're going to show anything about that at all.
Yeah, that's delayed until next year, but we will see it. I guess they will like release that around May, like that time. So we will see like an maybe even gameplay. I wouldn't be surprised. They did the same thing 4 years ago in 2016 when they first show the new God of War on PlayStation 4. They directly show gameplay, which was a really cool thing, by the way. Cory Barlog is like the director. He does a really good job. Have you played God of War? The PS4 one?
Yes. I never like. I think I remember. I opened up the plastic, and I never put the CD in. Right. And like, I don't even know how much time longer later, dude. I put the CD in, played for like, I don't know, maybe an hour, and then I just didn't have time to continue the rest of it. But like, again, I really need to sit down and play the fucking games. You know what? Actually, I might just yoink your PS4 like for like a fucking day and just sit in your room and just play that shit. Because
Do
like,
that.
I
It's
need
so-
to
it's so
experience
good.
those games. Yeah,
It's
I really
such
need to
a
experience
masterpiece
it.
game. I love the God of War game. It's all also in one take. There are no cuts, loading screens in between. The story is so well done between Kratos and like his son. I don't know his name anymore.
Boy.
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 It has
Come here,
such
boy.
a good gameplay experience and puzzles and really good. Yeah, the boss battles, dude, are insane. The very first fucking boss fight in that game is jaw-dropping. How they made that, it's really cool. They have a lot to live up for that one, so let's hope it's good. I think it's going to be there. But is there going to be something else? Like, I was thinking of, like, maybe the next Uncharted? Oh, no, wait. Naughty Dog is working on, like, a Last of Us remake. Now I remember. Shit.
Right, remake?
Yeah, a remake of the first one. We don't need it, but...
What? Wait, what?
Haven't you seen that?
I have not seen that, and I'm trying to figure out, like, where the logic is. Like, where the fuck is the logic in that? Why would you need to remake it?
I don't know.
Like, that literally, I am losing brain cells thinking about the logic behind that. Why? Why waste resources remaking a game that's already fucking perfect? Why do that? Why do that when you can literally, okay, make Jack and Dexter, 4. I'm just saying. Like, how about you make that instead? Like, I would enjoy that very, very much. Instead of wasting time remaking a game that's already perfect and still looks good, by the way, okay?
Yeah.
The Last of Us 1 still looks good.
Still looks good.
Okay, but then do a remake of The Last of Us 2, but don't.
Yeah, that
remake
would be
the
better.
graphics,
And
but
let's
just
change
remake the
the
whole
story as
fucking
well.
game.
Yeah, just remove all of the story. Remove, like, the weird, like, blonde lady that, like, curb stomps, Joel. And let's just,
you are in the same mindset as us that Last of Us 2 wasn't good?
Of course it wasn't fucking good.
Yeah, there are people who legitimately
I know, but, like,
think it's good.
Like, listen, gameplay-wise, it's good. Graphics-wise, it's good. Story-wise, it's a fucking disaster.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
It is a literal disaster.
It's game of the year. And it got even a prize for best story writing.
I flipped when I saw that. For Game of the Year is one thing, That's
There
just the
was, like-
title. But giving best narrative. There are like legitimate
Ghost of Tsushima was in there, and then
there are legitimate. They call themselves like jury experts that give these prizes. I mean, that's crazy.
Bro, I mean, come on, let's be honest. They give these these awards because, it's like, it's all rigged. It's all fucking set up. You know how it is. Like, there's no way in reality that game would take home the win. Like, no fucking way. With, like, how divisive it was. A game that wasn't divisive and was fucking fantastic goes to Tsushima. I don't know. Maybe you should give it to that. I'm just saying. I don't know. There's, like, so many better games that should have deserved it. You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
I played all the way of Last of Us 2 to review it. It was
torture.
It was torture. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
There are so many plot holes. There are so many things that don't work. That it's I don't get it. That's like greenlit to develop. I mean, yeah, that's a whole like different rant.
Yeah, yeah. Well, is there anything that, like, besides, besides, I guess, that, anything else from PlayStation to expect or that you want, I guess? I just want to see God of War and, like, yeah, I don't really know. It's not really much else I can remember,
Yeah, I would really love a new Uncharted, but I think that they could be making it by a different studio from what I've seen. That it's not Naughty Dog, or it's like a subdivision from Naughty Dog. And the developers of Days Gone are also working on a new title. There were rumors for a new Souls type of game like Bloodborne. That would be done by From Software as a PlayStation exclusive again, but as a spiritual successor to Bloodborne, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So that is interesting, even though I don't really care for Souls games. I know Bloodborne is really good. Did you play Bloodborne, Ruffled?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like a Souls type game, so of course, like, I had my fucking fair share of playing of that. I borrowed it from my friend though, so I never got to finish it because I gave it back to him after a bit. But yeah, no, again, like one of those games that just falls into that kind of category. But like, I love the aesthetic of it in particular. Like, it was such a different feeling. It was like more rustic, more like almost like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not steampunk, but like gothic, sorry, yeah, gothic, which I like that vibe. Like, it really fit the game well. But again, it runs in the same issue of like the story is kind of like hidden a bit too much sometimes, you know. So like, feels like you're kind of just a vapid creature walking around in this vast world, and you don't really know if you have a purpose at all. But yeah, no, great game. I mean, I don't know. I hope they just pull something like something similar to that out of their ass. Shouldn't be that difficult. I feel like Souls games are not that difficult to actually pull off because, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like, you know, as long as you don't make really shitty boss fights and stuff, like, it's kind of hard to like not pull it off well, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's something definitely does interest me. So yep.
And of course, like, I found it really weird that Final Fantasy 16 and Forspoken weren't at Square Enix, like, their live stream. And I know that PlayStation has like a marketing deal with Square Enix for that. And Final Fantasy 16 is exclusive to PlayStation 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if they showed it there instead of like here at the Square Enix thing. I really would want to see that. Even I think we could also like see Hogwarts Legacy, because that was also announced with the PlayStation live stream like a few months back before the PlayStation 5 was out. Have you seen that? That looks like a good Harry Potter game. Could be a good one.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. That one actually doesn't look too bad, to be fair.
I want to ask you something, Ruffled. Do you think Final Fantasy 16 looks better or Hogwarts Legacy?
I'd say Final Fantasy for sure. I would argue that. But at
You
the
hear
same
that,
time,
Ben?
No.
But the Hogwarts game, listen, but I feel like the Hogwarts game is also much smaller scale, right? So there's like more like they can, you know, make the trailers and shit look a lot more crisp and all that shit, right? Because I don't know, I do think Final Fantasy takes the cake there, personally, you know. So I personally think.
Hogwarts Legacy looked next gen. Final Fantasy looks PlayStation.
You can try.
You just love roasting Final Fantasy, don't you? Just love. You can't say though that Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't look fucking next gen. You cannot say that. That game looks insane. I mean, sure, it's got the anime aesthetic, which it has to have because that's the whole vibe. But like, just like everything, the vehicles, the ambient occlusion and shit in the game, like just generally the way lighting hits like water and like rain and all that, like that game looks fucking good. Like really, really good. And I know like Max, you've been playing it on the PS5, which I'm assuming looks even better. So that one is definitely like a top-notch winner. You know what I mean? Like,
there isn't
game,
really
like,
there isn't really a big difference between graphics.
Oh,
They
like
basically
FPS,
added
right? FPS.
a 60 FPS mode,
Yeah.
and they added ray tracing to it.
Yeah, but that in itself adds quite a bit of a bump, I would assume. You know what I mean? Like just the listen, I'm someone who like plays a lot of PC games, right? And like frame rate is all I care about, okay? Like I put my graphics on lowest settings just so I can get like an extra inch of like FPS out of it, right? That's why I have a monitor that's 244 hertz because I want to make sure that I get the best kind of like, frame rate and just get the most out of it. Because I want the game to look as crisp as possible. I don't really care about the graphics, but if you can get like, because I play the game in 30 FPS, right? And it looked insane to me still, and I still loved it. If I get it in 60 FPS, that's a big jump for me. Like my eyes have to adjust to like, ooh, the change, right? But then like when I play other games on the PC, it's like all in like 244 hertz, you know what I mean? It's like, it's 244 like FPS, it's insane. It's like such a big difference. So for me, like if I see that difference, it's a massive difference. It makes a big difference in my eyes. I don't know how it is for other people though. But yeah, no, that's how I feel about that though.
You should really try Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart that I've been playing. It has 4K 60 FPS on performance mode.
Dude, I'll
That's
pop
the
into your room at some point
performance mode, and
try
it
it
looks
out.
and it still looks next gen. It's really probably the best looking graphical game I've ever played. I'm going to say that. But
That's fair.
it's crazy. I'm really excited for what next gen can bring, and if they finally can leave PlayStation 4 and Xbox One behind, that's going to bring some really cool stuff.
Yeah, but they still have to keep supporting those because there's a lot of large player base on there still, you know.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just selfish. I have PlayStation 5, so and Ben has an Xbox.
So. Lucky, you know, to get one. So a lot of people haven't been able to get one yet, and it hasn't helped with all COVID stuff, you know.
Max put his alarm at 4 in the morning.
No, not.
Yeah, he told me.
And then he stood up and he was like, "Yo, man, I'm going to order." Like, now? Seriously? Now? And then, like, within this and half an hour, it was
it was sold out in 15 minutes.
Holy shit.
I did it in 10, and I had like 5 minutes to spare and it was gone.
Yeah, but the first times it didn't even work. You had to refresh the
I had to refresh
website because it was overloaded.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun experience.
I was actually just tired.
Yeah, you were there that day.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You don't say.
Yeah, if someone wakes you up at like 4 in the morning, being like, "Yo, man, going to order some stuff," you know.
Well, what is it like? What's I mean, that's pretty much PlayStation, but like, I'm kind of curious about what's next on the list here. Kind of curious what you guys have to say about it, because I don't know how you guys feel about the company of EA.
Love them. Just give them all my fucking money. You know, every year I buy FIFA and I love it.
He actually plays FIFA.
Yeah, I do.
I try to like get him off it, and it's slowly getting to Ben that he shouldn't be playing it. Yes. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Listen, even I have to indulge in FIFA once in a while. It's like a party game more than anything. I don't play the Ultimate Team shit, right? It's like one of those games where, like, you know, like, you can just take one of the old ones. You don't need to get the new one. Just get some of the old ones. But the only reason you buy the new ones is to get the new players, right? Like, for updated teams and all. But, like, I play that as a party game with, like, my cousins or something when I'm in Bosnia. That's about it. You know, like, stuff like that. Like, I don't play the Ultimate Team because I'm not going to spend money opening packs in that game. No.
But the thing is, like, in Belgium now, playing Ultimate Team, you cannot buy any more FIFA points because it's banned. It's illegal in Belgium to because it's seen as gambling, and minors were making so much debt for their parents buying these FIFA points. So they they made it illegal. So now you just have to play it like the hard way. And even I exceeded my expectations and like built a team of more than 1.5 million coins worth and shit. So it is possible, but FIFA is like it is a party game if you don't watch every week football. Like I watch the English Premier League every week. I watch almost every match. So if you buy FIFA then every time, it's like not logical because FIFA has been the same for over 5 years now. But I mean. Yeah.
No, I get you. But like that's the thing. It has been the same for like last like half a decade. But that's the thing. Like, I mean, I consume. I mean, we actually talked about this today. Actually, I do consume football, but I don't consume like a lot of not a lot of Premier League or like like Serie A or any of that. But like I just like watching usually like the national team matches, stuff like that.
International.
Yeah. So like UEFA, like I do like the Champions League though.
Oh yeah, Champions League.
Yeah, Champions League always fun. But the thing though is with the video games is that they just don't make any fucking like substantial changes with them, right? It's always the same shit, and they know they get away with it because people will buy it. They know football fans will buy it because they don't see a difference, right? You just like make it a little bit more sparkly, and they'll be like, "Ooh, look, shiny thing! Ooh,
take my money."
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. But no, but from EA though, what I'm excited about is if we'll ever see like another Titanfall game.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yes.
That's what I want to know, and also I want to know like what's up with like because it's EA still for Battlefield, so I want to see like if they have any more details about Battlefield. What's the deal with like the season pass? or whatever the deal is with that, or Battle Pass, whatever the fuck they're doing. What's the deal with that? How are maps going to be released? Is it going to be free maps, free updates, etc.? That's what I want to know. And I just want to see more of Battlefield 2042, because that game is like, I know, like, I'm sorry I'm going to spoil the last question on the podcast. I'm sorry. You know, I'm taking over for a bit here. It's basically like what game we look most forward to this year. And I'm going to tell you, Battlefield 2042.
But it has no single player.
I don't care though. I've never played it for single. Like literally, the last single player game I remember like from Battlefield that I actually gave a shit about was like Bad Company, and that's it. The other ones, nobody cares about them. Battlefield 1, shitty single player. Battlefield 5, shitty single player. Battlefield 3, kind of enjoyed it, but still shitty. You know, Battlefield 4, I could never finish it because the game kept corrupting itself, and I had to replay it 5 times, and then I just gave up. Then I just literally just decided, you know what? Fuck this. This campaign is not worth it. I'm not gonna try to do it again. Like kept corrupting itself on my like PlayStation. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I am done with this shit. But I played for the multiplayer anyways. You know what I mean? Like, like I played for the multiplayer. Like that's why I play it. So the multiplayer looks insane. 128 people, 128 players at the same time. That's gonna be mad. That's gonna be insane.
And I just read that if your game lobby doesn't get filled by real players, they will add bots in it, so it will be like a 128 player match every single time you play.
That, I mean, jeez, like, damn. Well, I mean, bro, I'm just excited. I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited, dude. I just want that. I've wanted a large-scale Battlefield, like, modern shooter game for a long time now, because I am so done with the fucking World War II stuff. Like, because they didn't even pull it off well. They did it really poorly as well. This is what I hated, because I wanted it to go back to, like, the futuristic shit, right? Like the not the future, but you know, like the modern, you know, like modern warfare type stuff, you know? Like that's the one I've always, the type I've always enjoyed, because like the problem with the World War II stuff is they're so limited, right? That's why they had to do like the reimagined shit with it, right? They're so limiting because you only have a certain amount of guns you can use, you have a certain amount of this you can use, or that you can use. It's like limited as hell. The reason like Battlefield 4 is like, and Battlefield 3 is my favorite, by the way. I don't know about you guys if you play many Battlefield games. Battlefield 3 is my personal favorite of all time of Battlefield games, because there's so much customization in the weapons and shit you can do, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you saw the trailer, that you can actually like change the attachments in the middle of battle.
Yeah,
oh my god, bro, that is so cool. That is so useful as well. Like, I love that. That is such a useful, like, it's a small thing, but it makes a big difference, you know? Like, there's so many times, like, where I'm just in the middle of a gunfight. I'm just like, I really don't need this 2-time scope right now. I love a holo right about now. You know what I mean? And just being able to switch, like, oh god, that's going to be fantastic. Yeah, sorry for derailing this away from EA, but I just want to...
No. That's fine.
Battlefield 2042, like that is my most wanted game for this year. Like I love my shooter games, and that's gonna be like the go-to for me this year. Like when I literally like, I'm gonna be like just telling my girlfriend like, hey, Yolene, I'm just gonna casually disappear for the next 24 hours. You're not gonna see me because I'm gonna be playing this shit all fucking like day. I'll need to do that because I just like the launch day experience for that game is gonna be hype, laggy as hell, buggy as hell. It's gonna be a mess, but it's gonna be a lovely mess, and I'll enjoy every second of being pissed off at the loading screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Max.
Yeah, it's Battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that it's to each their own.
Fair point. Yeah, fair point.
You know, it's to each their own. It's to each their own. You know?
No, I can enjoy Battlefield gameplay. I do actually like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1.
Yeah, one was I enjoyed that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's expensive for a multiplayer game without single player. You know, to win me over, every map has to be free, and it needs to be a goddamn fun multiplayer experience to win me over.
But it looks really fun. But yeah, of course, trailers need to look fun, because if they don't look fun, no one will buy it. But I mean, I can see how this game has so much multiplayer potential that it will be worth its $70. Yeah, even though it's a lot of money.
But there's like an open beta before launch, so I will try just the open beta to see if it's my thing.
Ah, yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, definitely worth doing that, before buying it. So that's usually what you always should do. Like, if you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
if you can test the game out, test it out before actually buying it. That's always a smart thing. Never pre-order. Like, rule number one, never pre-order. Never pre-order anything. The only time I pre-order shit is when I know I have to buy it for work, right? Pokemon, I have to buy that for work, so I'd pre-order that. But never pre-order otherwise. As a consumer, never do that, because that's just like giving your money to something that you don't know shit about, So, like, never do that. Always wait to see reviews and get more information about it and know more details. Because then, or else you might end up in a situation where, like, you basically just get a pile of shit game that doesn't offer you anything, So, it's better to just wait. Always, just better to wait.
If they announce a Titanfall 3, I will put off my pants.
Okay,
that
that's
would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the one
Max
I'm
taking
really
off his
excited
pants or a new Titanfall game? Because I'm a bit confused with your.
If they announce Titanfall 3, I will put off my pants. That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
So you'll basically do what the equivalent as to what I did when I ripped my shirt
Yeah,
for
sure.
Pokemon.
So, something like that.
All right, fair enough. That seems like a reasonable reaction.
That's going on your personal OnlyFans account.
Absolutely.
Dude, but like for real though, like honestly, Titanfall is one of the I just hate how butchered the Titanfall 2 was with its release date. Like how it just got cucked basically out of sales and out of a player base because of it releasing alongside another big, not one, but I think it was two big games at that time, right? Because it was the Battlefield and I think Call of Duty at the time releasing, right? So basically, it got squeezed between two massive giants of FPS games and just got butchered in sales. But I think it got a really big boost once it went on Steam. I think it got a really big boost in people playing it and player base. And the added bonus of the single player and actually having a really good single player.
It wasn't
That's
actually
great.
good single player.
Yeah. I mean, the relationship between you and the robot, the mech rather. I don't know. It's cute. It was nice.
It had some really good level design as well. There was a mission where you were wall running constantly, and you had to switch on a button. You have to press a button, and the level would change constantly. And you would have to wall run through obstacles that way while shooting. It was really cool.
Yeah, who are the people? I think it's the Modern Warfare people that worked on that game. I think the guys from the Modern Warfare team.
Yes.
They made, I think that's the people who jumped over to work on this, at Respawn, back with the original game. And I remember there was such a big hype for it back then, but the game was missing the single player, and generally they just needed more support. But people loved it because it did something unique. And then Call of Duty copied the concept and made Advanced Warfare.
It was with Black Ops 3.
Yeah. Holy shit, that was a while back. But I just remember oh, that was the second game though, right? Not the first one. The second one came out.
Titanfall released and then Black Ops 3, and they took the wall running thing.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I'm trying to remember what, because man, there's so many fucking Call of Duties. I can't remember which one came out when. But yeah, I don't know. Titanfall 3 would be a fucking amazing thing, but it's unlikely for now because of Apex Legends. It's unlikely they would do that because they're spending all their development time on Apex Legends, which is worth it more for them because it's a games as a service, so it's making more money. It's more worth it for them to keep that going rather than spending their time on anything else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I think the situation is there. But I don't know. Guess we'll just have to wait and see what they do. I do hope I mean, it would be so good if they announced that, but the likeliness is very low, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we can probably maybe also expect a. I think they will do they will do a sequel of Jedi Fallen Order. I don't think we see Titanfall 3 because it's the same developer, Respawn, and Jedi Fallen Order was really successful. So. Oh
yes, it was. Did really well.
That is the only Souls game that I like.
That's fair. No, it's a great game. I do think they would do another one though, because it doesn't seem like it required that much development time, and it didn't seem like it was that complicated for them to create it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, as someone who has spent time with game development, I'll tell you that that game to me doesn't look like it's requires as much time as you might think. You know what I mean? In terms of everything, because it's very simple in its foundation. So it's easy for them to do another one, but it doesn't mean it's like easy. Like simple doesn't always equal bad. You know what I mean? It just means like it's more simplistic for them to create, but they can still create a good game out of it. Like I'm gonna be honest, I know we shit on EA, but like recent time they haven't been doing too bad. I don't know. Like
FIFA.
I don't know. I mean, besides FIFA, like what's been a really atrocious thing they've done in recent time? I don't really know. I can't think of much.
Is Madden also not from EA?
Oh jeez. Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot about Madden. Oh yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Forgot about Madden. But that's the thing though. Their sports games will never change. That's the problem. They will never change. No matter what you do, like it doesn't matter. I'm just appreciating. Like I just leave the sports games to a different side, you know, and focus on the other shit they do. Because the sports games will never change.
They fucked up Anthem, the BioWare.
Oh yeah, with BioWare. Oh, that was the most recent fuck up.
I was a alpha tester for Anthem.
Mm-hmm.
That was a shit show when I played that. It was not fun. It was buggy as hell.
But apparently that wasn't an EA problem. I think that was a BioWare problem, actually. I read, like, articles that, like, basically EA, told them that they could have more time. And BioWare basically just lied to them, saying, like, oh, no, it's okay. The game is pretty much done. And you know what? As like, a publisher would then be, like, obviously, like, okay, you said it's ready. Then this is the time we're setting for it. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's cool and all. But then when the time came around, basically they just flipped on it. We're like, never mind, the game is basically like a broken mess. And
that whole E3 demo they showed was all fake. The 2018 one, I think it was.
Yeah, but again, that's like something BioWare provided to it, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't like defending EA. I fucking, like, despise the company. It's like, I think it's one of the worst companies in gaming. But, like, at the same time, I think in that regard, I think it was BioWare who did the fuck up in that regard. I think it's them. They rushed it. They gave wrong information to the publisher, right? And basically just like rushed out a game, but way earlier than it should have been like getting out there, you know what I mean? And basically lied to the consumer base about it.
And that's sad because I was a big fan of BioWare. The Mass Effect, the trilogy, were really good games. The original Dragon Age Origins. Yeah, it's sad what happened to them. They aren't
the new Dragon Age game, right?
Huh?
There's that as well. There's the new Dragon Age game. And then another fuck up they had was Mass Effect Andromeda was also a shit show.
No, that was amazing.
What? That was
no.
fucking facial animations, like my face hurts. Like geez, that game was a disaster. Like as well.
Yeah, it was.
Like BioWare's just been in the bin recently. I really hope that the new Dragon Age game is gonna be decent. Because come on, they can't fuck that up as well, right? They can't have a hat trick of shit games, right? Like, will the third time be the charm where they finally get a game right, or is this going to be the end of? I think honestly, if BioWare messes up Dragon Age, I think that's it for them.
Yeah, that could be.
I think it's it for them. Yeah, they're done. They're done at that point. I don't think they can recoup after that. Like, I don't think they can make it back after that. I think that's it for BioWare, which is really sad because it's like one of the oldest and like greatest studios in gaming, but it just went down the bin. Just really like down the drain. I mean, they made they made the Old Republic games and shit, you know, like they had like fucking Mass Effect, they had Dragon Age, they had like really great franchises. There's even more stuff that I just can't remember right now. Well, they had
Jade
great
Empire
shit, and then
as well.
But then they just went down the drain. I don't know, just down the bin.
Most of the good developers that worked that they are already gone. They have gone to different studios. Recently, there are rumors that there is going to be a Knights of the Old Republic remake. I already discussed that in a previous podcast with Ben. And that's going to be made by Aspyr Studio. And Aspyr has been hiring old BioWare veterans that worked on these old Republic games. So most of their good staff is just gone.
Yeah, which is sad when you think about it. I mean, BioWare, it's just, I guess it's a studio of the past. I think EA will probably shut it down because EA has a tendency to shut down studios. They did that to Pandemic. They did that to oh god, so many studios. I can't remember the name. Like so many studios that they just buy and then they just fucking destroy them. You know.
But they have also the whole Star Wars thing. I don't know if you followed that.
Yeah,
they butchered that as well themselves.
Bro, you do realize who you're for me there are a few franchises I love, okay? The two favorite franchises I have are Pokemon and Star Wars, okay? Like, I lived for Star Wars my whole life, okay? Like, my profile picture on Steam for over a decade was of Anakin from fucking, like, Revenge of the Sith, right? Like, I love Star Wars, okay? I used to love, like, live and breathe Star Wars my whole life. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, was my favorite game of all time, and still is today my favorite game of all time. When they released the first Star Wars Battlefront game, I wanted to shoot someone. And then they fucked up the second one as well. Even though it was better, it's still a fuck up, alright? I was pissed off. I remember praying to God they would give over the license to someone else, which, by the way, they did. They did. EA does no longer have, like, exclusivity on it. They can still make games, but they don't have exclusivity on it anymore, which is so good because, for the love of God, let someone else make a fucking Star Wars game, because they just seem to not know what the fuck they're doing. They just keep fucking it up.
One of the developers or directors of Naughty Dog, Amy Haddock, I think she's called.
Yeah, she was working on, like,
she was busy on a Star Wars game, like a story-driven one, and that got cancelled. They were working on a big open world game that got cancelled. I mean, they treat the IP like shit.
Yep, that pretty much does, and that's what pisses me off, because I know there are studios that can do such a good job with it. Instead, EA has it. But now, thank God, they don't anymore. Like, they're not the ones who exclusively own it. I think Ubisoft has a Star Wars game they're working on, right?
Yep, Ubisoft is on works of a Star Wars game.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, I just want other studios to get their hands on it and just work on games, because I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars games. For the love of God, give it to someone else, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. Like, the only good one is Jedi Fallen Order, and that's it, right? That's about it. That's the only good one I can think of. And that was a good game. But, like, what the hell happened with everything else? The Battlefront games, you butchered the Battlefront franchise. Like, really butchered it, by the way. Like, I don't know what the fuck DICE was thinking when they were making it. They really didn't want it to be Battlefield, right? Which is stupid, because Star Wars Battlefront was a mod of Battlefield 1942. So, DICE, you stupid Swedish studio, and I can say that because I live in that country and I've lived there my whole life. You stupid fucking studio, get your head out of your ass and just make a Battlefield game, like, as a Star Wars reskin, because that's what Battlefront was. It was a reskin, but that's what also made it fun, because you had laser swords and fucking, like, blasters instead of, like, you know, an assault rifle. You know what I mean? Like, just do that. That's what we always wanted. We wanted those game modes back that we enjoyed. We wanted the maps back that we enjoyed. We wanted the same experience. We wanted to be able to, like, take a fucking, like, you know, a space battle,
conquest
fly
mode,
into the enemy,
right?
like, dude, like the space battles where you could take somebody else's, like, ship and fly into the enemy ship. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, like, oh my God, like, I don't know, like, I love that, like, you know what I mean? Like, flying into the enemy ship, destroying their, like, you know, like, their like, you know, their shields, and pulling the shields down and shit. Like, that was so fun. And what did they do with this game? Oh no, here's space battles, but they're just space battles, and that's it. And then, like, I don't know, like, oh God, sorry, I get heated about fucking Star Wars, like, when I think about EA, because they really fucked it up, man. They really fucked it up. They done fucked it up, dude. I hate it. I hate them so much for that. Like, they really, like, they butchered my memory also of like my experience with the original, you know? Like, I just get pissed off. Sorry, I went on a rant there. Either way, anything more about EA, I guess?
No.
Yeah, they are making Mass Effect and...
Yeah, nobody cares, Max. After their last one, nobody cares.
I just wanted to be good, okay?
I get
I
it.
want a good RPG.
I get it, brother. Oh, man. I don't know, Max, man. I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, they're just, I don't know.
Let me have a little bit of hope, okay?
Yeah, you can have some hope, but we are just reminding you of the reality, you know?
You can have hope, but never too much hope. Never too much. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm curious then. Like, I already said what game I'm looking most forward to, but what about you guys? Like, this year that you know is releasing, what is it you're looking forward to then?
You can go first, Ben.
Okay, yeah, there's one game that that I'm really looking forward to. That is Victoria 3.
What?
Yeah,
oh,
no.
Wait, is that the strategy game, right?
Yeah, made by Paradox
Or am I
Interactive.
getting it wrong?
Yeah, you're completely right. Completely so.
yeah,
Victoria
yeah.
3
It's a
is
strategy game. Yeah, I remember. I've seen
grand
it before.
strategy game developed by Paradox Interactive. Yeah, one of my favorite studios. It's an
Yeah, Swedish studio, right? Paradox. I think it's Swedish.
yeah. It's in
Yeah.
in your capital, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we actually visited their I think we visited their they visited like the people from the studio visited like my school and like were telling us about like
now I'm jealous. Really.
yeah, they were visiting our like school for like job offers and stuff like that, talking to us about it. So yeah, I think that like we went to a place and then they visited there and like they talked to because like my school, like there's multiple of it, right? It's like a kind of like it's like a private school, whatever. Like not private school in that way, but like it's like a privately owned company that owns it, right? So there's multiple of it everywhere, and there's game development schools. So we went to like a place in Gothenburg in Sweden, and a bunch of studios came in and started like being like basically pitching their studios and being like, hey, you piece of shit, come and work for us, right? And they were pitching it like to a bunch of us and like telling us like, oh yeah, like we're from Paradox and like we make these games if you heard about us. There was also like a really cringy like guy from EA there as well. Not EA, sorry, DICE as well. Like that was like just like really awkward and didn't really, I don't know, it's just kind of boring. I don't know. There's like that was kind of an experience, but yeah. And so Victoria 3. That's wow. I didn't expect you to say that though, but hey.
Ben is a very big fan of Total War.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Assembly.
Total War. Yeah. Yes, sir, dude. Yes, sir, bro. When the fuck are they gonna make another one that's not based on?
Yes,
I love
please.
Warhammer.
Historical
Yes,
titles only, please.
I want another Napoleonic one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Or
that's what I
Empire.
want.
Empire 2.
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind one like another one of like what's the oh my god the Shogun one.
Yeah, Shogun.
Yeah, Shogun. Oh my god, yeah, that's the name. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want another one. Like, cause I like the Japanese ones. Like, but they did do like the Three Kingdoms one recently.
Yeah, but
Which it was a dud. It was a dud. But I want them to go like to that place. But a Napoleonic one is the one I want.
Napoleonic Wars, yeah, with the line battles and your drummers marching your soldiers into battle and like the artillery firing over their heads. Yeah, that is the wet dream of every creative assembly
fan,
like Total War fan. Just go back to the Napoleonic Wars. Even like it can be Napoleonic, but it can be like Empire too. So like Napoleonic Wars and then the American Independent, like in one huge map because it was like in the same time ish. Like yeah, so that would be so amazing. And then the naval battles of Empire 2 and Napoleon Total War were just amazing.
Bro, I wanted to bring that shit back. Like a new one would be so good right about now. Cause I love Warhammer. Okay,
nah.
Don't get me wrong. No, I love the board game as well. I love it. I spent way too much money on it. But like, at the same time, it's just like, okay, I get it.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
We get it. Yeah. But can we please like just I get it. It makes more money that way because you get the Warhammer people all excited and they are jizzing their pants. But like, please.
It's enough.
I just want to have a bunch of like soldiers shooting a bunch of French soldiers. Like,
yes.
I want to have a reason. Exactly. I want a reason to shoot the French. All right. And also, dude, like best thing for me in like that game that I loved the most was like taking the Swedish army, right, and just trying to invade Russia, which always
it was so hard because Russia had such a big army. It was just
impossible.
So fun. And then
task.
And then the French came over and they just like tore your whole ass apart, like. Within two turns or something.
It's so horrible when you're Sweden though, because like for some reason everybody always hates you from the start of the game. Like everybody fucking hates you, dude. Like you know what I had trade agreement with like fucking like the Ottoman Empire is what I had a trade agreement with and shit. It's like everybody else that doesn't want to do any trade or anything with you or any like peace treaties and shit. Like no allies. Your allies is literally the Ottoman Empire and they won't come and help you when you're fucking
because
around
they were too far away.
Exactly. But yeah, no, they need to bring that shit back though. They need to bring a new one.
What did you think about Rome Total War 2?
Oh, that's that one. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I enjoyed it that much, to be honest.
Jesus, like in the beginning, it was such a buggy mess, but now in its current state, it's one of my favorite Total War games.
I guess it's one of those games that needs to be revisited, right? Because
I
remember not having a great experience when I played it the first time. So I think this is one of those that you might have to revisit. It's kind of similar to like I feel like I'm gonna bring up a really random game, but like Battlefield 4. I remember when that game came out, it was a fucking disaster. Okay, it was a disaster. So buggy, so messy. But then like a year later, it was fixed. It was genuinely fixed. Like, it was such a good game at that point. Like one of the best Battlefield games I've ever played. So I feel like it might be a similar thing with like Rome 2. Like it's like one of those to like revisit, right? But at the same time, like, dude, I just want another Napoleonic one. Like,
Empire or Napoleon. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I would say Empire more. because I want more options, right? Like,
because in Empire you have America, you can fight in India, you can fight in Europe. I mean, just go back there and then Do you remember the Napoleon Total War trailer with when Napoleon was saying these things like? Do you remember the trailer from Napoleon Total War?
I don't, because I remember just buying it at some like a later point, like
he was saying like everyone said Italy could not be invaded, and then there was like he was invading Italy, and then he was fighting in Egypt.
Oh yes, I've seen. Yes, I know what you mean now. Yeah.
They didn't show anything from the game in that trailer, but everyone was so hyped about it. Just the way how they brought it with Napoleon and the things he said, you just knew that it was going to be an epic game.
Yeah, and they need to bring another one, okay? Like I just need to see another one, bro. Like seriously.
Yeah, we're going to make a petition. The next one needs to be Empire/Napoleon. Otherwise, we will
riot.
We will do something.
Yeah, riots in the streets.
Yes. Full-on civil war.
Quite literally.
We will pay the Pokemon mob to
invade
the Swedish studio.
They will kill them and throw them in the ditch.
Creative assembly.
But yeah, what about you though, Max? Like, what's your most like wanted game then? I guess.
For this year.
Yeah.
You mean? I'm a very, very big fan of Yakuza.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward for Lost Judgment. The last one was really good. It's a really good Yakuza spin-off. Have you ever played Yakuza?
No, but I remember watching Angry Joe like live stream. Was it Yakuza 5? I think.
No, 0 probably.
0, yeah, 0. No, it just looks like a fun game though, like with the whole like karaoke singing and shit. Like it just looks like a fun experience.
The thing is, every Yakuza game has such a good. I don't know how they pull this off. They have such a good story, but they have so much content in such a small open world. You have so many minigames, far more than GTA has. You can do mahjong, you can do poker, you can do these like weird Japanese like board games. You can do karaoke, and I even don't always do them, but they are there. They have such a good, funny side quests, so that's why I really enjoy them. And the main storyline, when it needs to be serious, it's really good and well written. So. I'm really looking forward to that one. And Judgment is basically from the side of a detective. So, like Ace Attorney is a attorney, but like a detective. So there is like a murder happened, and you're going to investigate, and the Yakuza have something to do with it, and you have these different clans, and they all have grudges to each other, and you have these characters that clash to each other. That's one I look forward to, and Dying Light 2 as well. But it had some like sketchy development from what I heard. I don't know if it's like really that sketchy, but I look forward to that. It's an upgrade from the first one, so looks like an upgrade. So.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well,
that was it, I think, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, pretty much it.
We like talked like 2 hours and a half. That's nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you for coming on our podcast, Ruffled.
All right, it's all good, man. It was great. It was great being on. It's great.
It's such nice to have you here, because you really are. You do these things quite well, really well, like amazingly well.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you ever want to come again, be my
yeah,
guest.
please do. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Literally, like I enjoy shitting on like bad decisions by game studios all the time. So yeah, dude, I'm on board. Fuck it,
Yeah.
why not?
Oh, that's
great.
cool.
Yeah, really love it.
Yeah, seriously, just let me know when you need me, and like, you know, I'll gladly hop on again. To be honest with you, just let me know whenever you want me again, and I'm available for the most part. So yeah,
That's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to this pretty long episode of the Ace Highs podcast. And we will see you one in the next time. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.